it's me, Trader Max, here from the Shogun Gun Show here on March 15th, 2025. 2 days of St. Patty's Day. I don't know if you guys drink, but I do. I can't wait for that day. Eat some corned beef and cabbage and fart in the house all day long with him. But speaking of which, Mr. Quinton is with me today on the Shogun Gun Show. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, good afternoon. I'm also excited for St. Patty's Day. I really love Reuben, and I really, really love Thousand Island dressing. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I'm looking for the corned beef hash the next day, either way. And the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, as they say. We are starting off the show here, and it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. We appreciate everybody here, but you're here to watch the Shogun Gun Show. I think last week we had like everything that could go wrong went wrong. We had some cancellations. We had a lot of stuff happen, but we're back here and we're fighting. We're in fighting spirits as we are right now. We're going to come out and introduce some of our people here. We have quite a collection of people. Hopefully everybody will show up. I think people are running late today. Seems to be the way of market right now. It's very, very unusual. I don't like being late, but you know, that's somebody's thing. But let's talk about AFTAR and the dev from there. Matt, how you doing today, buddy?
Dude, I am doing fantastic. Thanks for having me back.
No problem. We appreciate you being here. Now, I know you're pressed for time, but we'll come out and talk to you here in just a few minutes, as you'll be the first Shiller that's up today. Up next, and one of our panelists, brand new to the show. First of all, brand new to the show and has a panelist spot. Really unheard of, but that's okay because we have Aaron from PRAWN. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, not a problem. Appreciate you sharing your stream with us and being a part of the show today. Thank you so much. We also, with us, have George from LUCE. How you doing?
Great, thanks. Fantastic to be here.
Awesome. Glad to have you. And, of course, we also have, who did I just miss? We have SynapseLink AI. How you doing in the house today?
Yeah, all good. Thanks for being here again. All good.
Hey, no worries. We appreciate you being here. There's Mr. Ghost again. Were you in a different room? You were in a different room, weren't you?
No, I did not know you were somehow. Did I do this on accident, co-hosting it over here?
No, you did. This is beautiful. This is good. Co-host. Is that your name up there? Mr. Quinton probably did that to you.
I mean,
might be saved from last time.
Oh, it was. It was saved from last time we were messing with you.
it looks different too. It just popped me right in. I was like, I think you have me in the admin link or something.
Yeah. No, you are anytime you come back to this back office now, you are admin. And well, let's announce that here too. Today's show, of course, you know, needs no introduction, but we have Ghost AF. How you doing, buddy? From the Just a Lotto coin.
I'm good, man. I'm so sorry. I'm all over the place. I woke up 30 minutes ago like, I guess my body needed
LEDs. Exactly, buddy. It's all good. We know
I'm
how
here,
it
though.
goes.
I'm ready to go.
This is why we gave you admin status. So you just come in and you're ready. So if you don't know, Just a Lotto and Ghost himself and I have speared off a great relationship with, you know, just being all about the community, all about the networks and building. In fact, he's here so much, we just made him a co-host at any time he pops in, but he also is using the systems now for his own shows and networks over the Just a Lotto network, which we really do appreciate. And thanks for being here today, of course, filling in some holes for us. We do appreciate you today.
Absolutely. Anytime. You got to remind me how to share because it's different again.
Share for you just got, if you do your, I think it's your Twitter account. It's up to the top right. It should be.
He might have to press edit since he's an admin now.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll hit edit and then you'll go to the little plus button that says add new destination.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it now. I'm going to shut up. You do your thing for a second. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. So you're here at the Shogun Gun Show. We're going to do 3 things today. Well, 4 things really, but 3 things. We're going to talk about the shills, the chills, and the alpha. In the shill portion, we're going to bring out our guests, and they're going to come out and be able to talk about their products and their systems, what they're doing. We'll also, in the chill portion today, be talking about bandwidth. Yeah, I'm not talking about the old days of bandwidth, like do we have enough to see you. I'm getting a lot of feedback for some reason from Ghost.
It's probably me.
No worries. That's all right. I got you. All right. So the chill portion today is all going to be about bandwidth, making the time. Now we're going to be talking about a couple of different types of bandwidth, one of them being your personal time. So time bandwidth, we're going to be talking about financial bandwidth, which is very, very important to a lot of you, being over leveraged, under leveraged in a mentality and that chill person. But I'm going to bring out some people in the panel. It'll be the three panelists mostly. And if we do still have people here for the shilling portion, you can please come out as well at that level. If we have time, I'll call in you at that point if you want to stick around for that timing. The alpha portion is always on the show. We always have alpha within 2 weeks of that alpha coming out. That's one of our rules to make sure that we have that process there in the solution. I did introduce everybody, right? I did get everybody. I just want to make sure. I always get this panic, like last second, like I didn't introduce somebody and they're going to be pissed off at me. I keep getting distracted by the prawn that's in front of me right now. I love that character. All right, so we're going to get the show started right now. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Plus, in today's show, we're really going to, normally, we do not focus on ourselves over at Shogun as the primary, right? But today, I'm really putting some efforts in on this bandwidth side of it because I have a little graphic I want to show you what it feels like. Just so you kind of get to know. Now, we did have a latecomer. Let's pop him up here real quick. We got Twiggy. We got Rekt from Twiggy. How you doing today?
Hey, doing great, brother. Sorry, I was actually in another spaces, and so supporting one of my other partner projects, Merv. He just had his first spaces today, so I was like, shit, had to come on over. So apologize.
All right, no worries. We'll get you set up. And if you're using your computer, top right, there's this thing called Stream to Your Audience. If you could get your line over there. I know you got a nice big healthy family over there in X. Get that set up. And if you have any problems, reach out to Mr. Quinton in a private chat there. You're one of our panelists today, so that's always good as well.
So hit the start the show. Do I need to log in first or
Yeah, you'll probably have to do that, but I'm gonna get
He's out.
And then
He didn't log in.
Out. This is what we talked about, right? Bandwidth, like not enough time in the day, and how do you structure all that? But we're going to come into that process. So first up, we're going to be starting with, let me get all my stuff up because I'm fully wrecked in here today as well. We're going to be bringing up, got AFTAR up first, right, Mr. Quinton?
Very much so. Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 second. There we go. We got Matt from AFTAR coming up and letting us know what's going on. He's one of our first shillers in here today. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. Yeah, thanks for having me. So as far as AFTAR goes, for those of you that are not familiar with us, AFTAR stands for Advocating for the Amazon Rainforest. And how I kind of came up with the project was just noticing a big trend in this industry, in the meme coin industry, which is communities were really looking to do more than just chase a chart or pump and dump. They're really looking to be part of some sort of movement out there and join a project that is, more of a slow cook, a project with long-term goals, and looking to make a positive difference in the physical world, not just, monetary gain in the digital world, right? So kind of took a lot of those types of things and put those together in creating this. And, we've been going now for 3 weeks. Our 3-week birthday is 9 minutes ago, as a matter of fact. So there we go. Happy birthday. And really proud of our community where, we've had our ups and downs just like anybody else when you're kind of new into this. We even got sniped early on. And, just recently in the last 4 days, 70 million tokens that were kind of sniped at the start are now out. So that is allowing me to sleep a little bit better at night. That's kind of allowed us to start our growth yet again. So we've been having a nice little upward tick in the last couple of days. So we're going to build on that momentum. And then when we talk about communities, one of the things that I mentioned is that people were just looking, to be part of a community and doing great things. But a community doesn't have to be limited to one project. A lot of people have multiple bags out there. So we've recently done something that is, I believe, very, very new, which is we've actually combined our liquidity pool with not one, but now 2 projects. And we have more coming and more discussions on the way, where now we are kind of a all for one for all mindset, where, you know, we've even created now a kind of a hub TG for all 3 communities to go in. So we've started now doing joint raids where 3 communities are now going in and raiding together as one, just saying, hey, you know, we support all 3 of these projects. So that's been really, really great to see. And, you know, this is just kind of the warm up phase, right? But, you know, we're also understanding now when we're going in there, community members are, you know, when you can vote for trending, let's say, everyone's going in and then going to the other 3 TGs and voting on those other projects as well. So as we start to grow this community, not just our own, but the others grow as well, what's going to happen once we're up to 8, 10, you know, projects that are part of this kind of alliance is, as we're all voting on trending, you know, we're going to really help ourselves, you know, stay at the top of those leaderboards. And then once again, if any one project is, let's say, struggling or the chart's not moving, we can go to 9 other projects and say, hey guys, let's help these guys out. Let's get some momentum going. Let's start doing some buys in their chart. So this is really going to be a collaborative effort amongst all communities in driving not just our project forward, but others, because, you know, hey, we're all in this for one another, you know, as a community, as a meme coin community. So that's what we got going on, and we're excited, man.
That's cool. Yeah, we have a lot of similar processing there that we decided very early on to let the world know of all the projects and networks that are out there and working really hard. That's why we do the show. That's why we have our network. That's why we have everything that we do is all about that community effort to help other coins find their idea success and really get there and have fun with it, as well as build great systems as well. And I always appreciate a good. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. But yeah, we always appreciate a really good coin out there that has great intentions to help others, and you're one of those. I appreciate you and Jesse and everybody else that's been there. Mr. Ghost has like 2 accounts now. I think he wants to be more than just a co-host now. So
well, and it was awesome too last night, because I saw like just a spaces, and so I hopped on, and Ghost was actually hosting, and then, you know, Jesse's on there, and then Shane's on there, and I'm like, man, this is awesome, right? You know, because everybody's just out there trying to help one another. Ghost did an unbelievable job on spaces last night, keeping the conversation going and allowing people to come in and talk about projects. And, you know, this is what it's all about, guys. You know, we got to support one another. You know, it doesn't always have to mean you got to go buy a bag, but, you know, just trying to find ways to even consult, or, hey, I looked at your project. Have you guys thought about this and doing that? You know, all those sorts of things help all of us. And that's why I appreciate what you're doing, Max. That's why I appreciate Ghost, what you did last night, because, you know, we all got to do this together, man. And this has just been great, and relationships are only getting stronger.
Yeah, that's the best part, is that this show, we usually, I mean, we have a couple hundred people watching right now, but the thing is, like, this show is all about the collaborative that's up here. The people that the coins, the networks, the leaders, the devs, the shillers, the panelists, you know, our sponsors that are out there. Today, we don't have a sponsor in the spot. It's going to be us. We're going to be talking about our stuff for our ecosystem. But, you know, the relationships like what Ghost and I have made, you know, Memes AI, there's so many great connections we've made with so many awesome devs and coins and leaders that it sets us apart. We get this little collab ecosystem that just kind of starts to form. And out of that, we may end up having one of the most perfect ecosystems that I've seen in this industry so far, especially what we have coming with our building section, our programmers, our networkers, and this NFT marketplace system that we're building is pretty powerful. So there's just a ton of opportunity for everybody just to be a part of this. So thanks a lot for being here, Matt. I hope I got you out first. And now I know you're on vacation, right? Because I heard something about kids
yeah, I'm trying. I mean, it's my son's spring break. We're in Florida, so everyone goes. The locals here don't go to Daytona or you know, Fort Lauderdale. They go to New Smyrna Beach, right? So that's where, you know, and it's like all these high schoolers get to live like they're in college, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm getting ready to pull into the hotel, and I got to check in and get my family all settled, and then obviously hop back in and TG and support my community after all that. But
Yeah, there you go.
I appreciate you getting me in quick.
You got it, buddy. You have a great day. And thanks a lot for sharing your time with it. And when you got some more time, come back as a panelist here over the next couple of weeks, and we'll get you in and everything else going on. Appreciate you being here today.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
You're welcome.
Hey, he said he plays poker, man. We're gonna see if he comes on Tuesday, Max.
Oh, hell yeah. That's right, baby.
And he had the audacity to say he was gonna take me out.
Oh no!
Take all my chips.
Yeah, you better believe it, dude. And we'll go heads up. We'll do whatever. We'll have so much fun, man. It'll be great.
Let's go.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Cheeky.
This man's talking up one of the most competitive people I know. It's
I
crazy.
know. even with me, I had to like slow play, and I'm like, yeah, I like to play every once in a while, even though how much I gamble. But I'm not a poker player. I am a poker player, but not a poker player, right? I play a lot of blackjack, strategy, and all that stuff. I love Texas Hold'em because it has such. But for me, the computer side of it removes so much because I'm more. Since I've been playing chess for so long, I play the person. I don't play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can play all the statistic values, but I like sitting right in front of somebody and making them feel uncomfortable. You know?
Yeah, well, you can do that.
100%.
I mean, poker, the cards are only one part of it, right? I mean, it's your position matters, and then your opponent obviously matters, and the cards are like the last thing.
Yeah, it's like everything, right? It's like we can attribute this to be just about a whole life lesson here in this one moment here. But I appreciate you, Matt. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, you got it.
We're going to get moving into our next process. As one of the first people up here for our we got right around 194. We hit 200 and we dropped back down just a little bit. I think because Ghost came in and started putting his stuff on, and everybody left our stream and went over to his stream. Of course they did. You just a lotto people, I swear to God. But hey, look, I want to throw this out there real quick too. Egon, Professor Egon, man, let me tell you, buddy, you threw out. I went over and I watched. I went over to the Just a Lotto, and I seen this. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, I can pull it up. Let me see if here. I'm gonna pop it right here. Ooh, wrong person. Bing, 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 bing. I did not make this. This was made by Egon and his community, and I love. I just seen. He says he has them for every single day. Wait, can you guys hear that at all?
I don't believe so. No, sir.
Okay. Hang on one second. So I got stop sharing. I got to present arms. Let's see here. Probably just triggered a whole bunch of fucking people. Boom, and share. There we go. Let me see if I do that. And boom. Come on. Got it. I'm trying to do it on the screen in front of me when I should be over here on my right screen.
Oh my God.
Fire. Absolute fucking fire. I love it.
Every single time I've ever had anything at all, he comes up with these. He used to be in the movie industry producing and whatnot. He makes the craziest shit, dude. And I'm just like, yo, dog.
I'm an editor, and I looked at it and went, I don't need fucking okay. Great job, buddy. I really appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, it's he caught me off guard this morning. But yeah, 200. See, there we go. Now we're jumping again. 225, 227. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here consecutive. We got Snaps AI with 38, Shogun Cryptos 50, Mr. Trader Max 24. My personal account's been hopping it up here lately. Just a Lotto, not go figure. Just a Lotto 95. Yep. Rekt, you got up here a 10. Nice job. Prawn, we are at 11. Alex, absolutely awesome. Now, here's the lowest one. Poor guy. What a slob. Trader Max's YouTube channel is like really hurting with 1. But I know if you're watching over on YouTube, give us a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. And I know somebody just goes there just to be the one. There could be only one. All right. Speaking of the first panelist that was here today was Aaron over at PRAWN. How you doing, bud?
Doing good.
Good. Let me get your stuff up here. Now, like we said in the beginning of the show, this is a first, right? Because normally somebody builds a relationship with us. We bring you as a panel, you come and do a shill, a couple of shills, and then you come for a panelist. But you kind of snuck in. This little prawn snuck right into the mix of it. First time here on the show. So thank you very much for being here. Let me pull up all your stuff. Me maybe not be used to what we're doing here. Mostly, I'm not getting the right. Let me see if I getting a little bit. Yeah, website error. That's okay. I don't really have much to show for you on this side. Your website is having a little bit of an issue.
No worries. That's all good. I think the emblem here kind of speaks for itself,
Yes. Or I could if you just want to shill without background, or you want anything in there to shill.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm from PRAWN CTO. It was basically a viral TikTok meme that kind of brought attention to the Muppets character, Pepe the King Prawn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of a meme that went viral because people could be vulnerable and tell embarrassing stories, against an emotional song and a surprise face.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just having a lot of fun with it. I do want to thank Memes AI. That's how we kind of snuck in here. We've been kind of doing spaces with them, and one of our community members is also a community member of Memes AI, and that's how we kind of organically got together, and now making friends with each other, building networks, and now we're here.
Well, all the talk we just did in the beginning about collabs, and that's the best way to do it. A friend of a friend, right? So I appreciate that. So ignore everything I said in the very beginning. You're definitely welcome in being here. So
no worries.
It's all
no
good.
Worries. Yeah.
So CTO, you have a group of people, because in today's chill portion, we're going to be talking about bandwidth. How's that going for you? Do you have a good team behind you? What's going on?
Yeah. So with CTOs, I believe the best way to do it is completely organically, and that's how you can build legit communities. I'd rather have 5 committed guys that have been here from 0 to 40 million and back down to 100K than 50 guys that are here just because the price is going up. With bandwidth specifically, it's up to each individual. I mean, I think that this is how real conviction in memes and each other is built, and that's how you build strong networks and make friends. And how I believe, especially with CTOs, and even any project that has a community behind it, is ultimately successful. And it just comes down to what we can do with all of our different resources. We're all strangers that came in. Many of us didn't know each other before this, and we all have different bandwidth in life. We all have different skills, stuff like that. So that's what we try to promote. And especially now that it's a smaller group, it's kind of automated.
Yeah.
So we're all doing whatever we can.
Amazing. You're right. It doesn't really matter once the acronym of CTO gets applied to something, people already feel like they know what it is. Like if you never even just said anything, like you just went after the community and went to that, what would it be? I think the bandwidth we put into, getting the crews together. I think when people first start with the coin, they have a relationship with something, and those that come in afterwards and part of that crew to make it something, to take it away from the dev's original intent of rugging or whatever. I think that's something that goes a long way with people that are looking right now, that are watching. Some 300 something people watching right now, the Shogun Gun Show, and looking at the Pepe, the King Prawn. I hope this is your website. Another thing too, Shane is sitting in the back screen. He's watching the show, and he heard me say that, and then he pops in and he finds the thing and brings it on. Amazing. I have such a great group of people supporting this show. But I think in your world with your experiences and others, how many people do you have on board that are helping out to take this thing into a whole nother level?
I would say right now, probably 10 to 15 guys that have been, solid from either day one or came along the way. There's me and about 3 other dudes who are here consistently every single day, rating, making memes, even just having fun with each other. Right now we have a lot of FUD coming in, and so right now we just started FUD Fridays, and we're having fun with the FUDders. We're making them a part of the community. We're having fun.
Right.
So, but yeah, I would say 3 to 4 guys that have been locked in nonstop, and then we got 10 to 15 community members that are that are, you know, die-hard community members. But we got about 5,000 members in the TG, and you know how it goes. Things get hyped up, and numbers move, and people flock in, and when things get boring, they kind of take off, and you're left with a core crew.
Yeah. That's the sad part of it, is that you get stuck with a group of individuals that, you know, may have had some sort of background with it, and then they're out, and then you get holders, and the CTOs are tough. I've been a part of a couple of them and networked and helped drive a few of them, Latte being one of them. And you never know who to trust, you know, who's there for the original intent. But I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you have a relationship with Memes AI. I love the guys over there, Joe, especially with everything that he's doing. We really do appreciate you, as well as all of them, for being a part of us. Welcome.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, no worries. Stick out. We do have a portion of the show called the Chill and the Alpha, so make sure you're sticking around for that side, since you're one of the panelists today in the process. All right, 337 people watching the show right now. If you're watching the Shogun Gun Show, let's do a little bit of housekeeping here, just a little bit. Right now, we got so many. We got some really good coins today, sharing their time. Please, if you're watching the show right now, here's what we need you to do. Inside the chat room, wherever you're watching the show, go down there and say something. Anything down there about, you know, who your favorite coin, or who you are, who you're here to support. Give them some what's up, you know, that you're proud of them, that you'll be a part. Show some community love down there. Also, go over and hit the share, retweet, like, follow, whatever you need to do. Every single coin that's here today, find them inside the stream in there, and just start following them as well. Be a part of their society as well. We're here at the Shogun Gun Show to help as many people find their idea success. And that's tough, because we can't do this alone. I can't run this show by myself. I got Quentin, we got Shane, we got so many people, you know, and when we make these collabs, like with Ghosts and Just a Lotto and all these great coins that are out there, we find that our verse gets bigger and stronger every single day. And the more that we build this foundation out there, the better. Also, if you're watching an hour stream, make sure that you give us some love in there as well. Also, head over to YouTube, maybe like, follow, do all that stuff to our YouTube channel. You could go to mine on X and hit my YouTube link, or my Linktree link, and go to that position, because then you're going to hear about all the great things we're going to talk about here shortly as well. All right. What a day. It's been, my bandwidth is low today as well, because there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening the last couple of days. As most of all of you know, in our network, what we've been building is not easy, and how we're building it is very difficult to do, with keeping it real and keeping it up front without releasing too much information, right? And I'm notorious for that. But let's gang up now. Mr. Quentin, who's up next?
So up next, we're going to have a Shiller, and that's going to be SynapseLink AI.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me again.
No
Great
worries.
to be here. Yeah, let me start from the beginning. I talked a few days ago already, but I'm gonna talk to you guys about Synapse AI. I think we're 6 weeks in the project currently. Did some preparation before, so I think we're working on the project for 2 months now. And basically, what we have here is kind of an experiment, an AI-powered experiment. We have AI models talk to each other. They generate memes, and they're even able to launch a coin on Pump if they want to, you know, automatically. We integrated the Pump API, and so in a sense, it's comparable to Zero or Truth Terminal, but the different thing is that we have more large language models, and like I said, we also integrated that auto launch feature for Pump Fund. So in short, it's an AI creating and deploying tokens in real time. You know, you're looking at the website right now. We have 1,241, if I'm counting correctly, conversations, and you can read them. And from some of them, coins are being created. We have, like I said, more models than before. We did a relaunch last week. We started off with ChatGPT and DeepSeek, and we currently also have Grok, Claude, and QN. And they have lots of topics they discuss, but also memes and some random ideas. And yeah, if they feel like it's a good idea to launch, they launch it on Pump Fund. I think currently we have about 27 tokens launched within the last week. And before we also had community people launching coins.
I'm gonna jump in on you here just real quick because
Yeah.
and again, last time you were here, we talked and we said we were going to try to go figure this out. So I kind of want to be very careful about how many coins you're firing off, right? Like I have questions now, and I never do this. This is not about FUD, right? I'm not trying to FUD you at all. I never do this in a live show, right? But
Try
this
it.
this is concerning, right? So I gotta ask the
Wait,
real.
can we just say he just
Yeah, go
said
ahead.
try it? I love it.
I know.
Yeah, man.
But you got to be careful because I am an investigator, right? So you got to keep that in mind. I've been in the financial world for about 23, 24 years, and I worked for the State Department. I've done a lot of stuff in the networking solution areas. So the word "try it" is a little bit controversial, and I don't want to make that happen here right now, this second. But 27 launches in how long?
I guess less than a week.
Okay. And how many went to bonding at that point?
Currently 0.
Okay. So the concept here is not so much that and here's the thing. We have a launch pad as well that fires on pump fund as a fair sale, right? That's the launch pad. I'm not trying to shield that here, but I am saying that the act of them firing is a good thing, right? But how are they firing? Are they firing with imagery and websites and solutions there, or are they just coming up with an idea? I mean, I wanted to be able to get an example before we came back on with the show with you. At that point, and I don't think we had a chance to do that just yet. So how are they? Do you have something that we can go look at, or do you want to do that live, or do you want to kind of wait for that part of it?
Oh, we can look at it. It's all launched from the same wallet. So on the website we have a treasury wallet, and all coins. It's on the bottom of the website, and all coins are launched from that treasury wallet. So if you pull that up and you look at the pump fund profile or at SolScan, you can see all the coins created. And what it does, it creates a description. It links the coin to the conversation on the website. So, the whole meta or the lore or the description of the coin is linked on Pump Fund. And it also generates ASCII art for it and is using that as an image for the token. And for the rest, all the socials like the X and the Telegram is linking to the Synapse link X and Telegram.
Okay. Well, before we have you back, I definitely got to check this out because I'm always careful of AI incepting and pushing out, just an abundance of coins over a week. That's 27 is a lot. Like that's a lot of dreams to start looking at and getting on board. Are you getting any traction on them? Or you got like percentage of bonding or anything to that effect?
Currently not. Before we had community creating coins from our conversations, and we had 2 actually bonded. So I guess when we actually starting to get coins bonded, it'll get more traction. That's what happened before as well. So we just launched it, a few days ago, and we're still fine tuning it, getting it even better. We did an update, I think yesterday, to get them a bit more quirky and a bit more fun as well. So we adjusted the prompts a bit. So we're still adjusting the memes so it creates better ideas and better coins.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that. And
It's
again, this wasn't to be here to fight on you.
No, it's fine. I appreciate the feedback, but it's also part of the experiment. We're seeing what the AIs come up with, and we're also curious if they launch a token, which tokens are actually being bought by the crypto space. And I talked about it before as well, to feed that back as information into the AI. So if you see some traction on certain coins, that's interesting information to have for the AIs.
And has that happened yet? Do you have generational feedback coming from the language model that you're creating?
Not yet. So that's one of the things we're looking into. Feeding a more meta information. So what's currently meta in the crypto space, feeding that into the AIs, and also the performance of the launch tokens, which are doing good, which are doing worse, and use that as well.
The practice of in our chill portion, we're talking about bandwidth today. And some things that I do see in oversaturation of things that sort of steals bandwidth away from things that we do. We all have it. It's ADHD. TikTok's made for it, right? Getting lost in scrolling, sub-scrolling, all that kind of stuff. How do you feel the network of a bot being able to make coins? That's simplistic, right? I mean, it's tough. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downgrade what you're doing because I'm in AI generational stuff as well. But there is a value that's the simplistic side of it. Is like getting to start is one thing. Getting it to become fruition and become effective and become useful is a whole nother set of worms, right? In our world of opening. So how do you feel SynapseLink AI is going to change that?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I guess it's all about algorithms. So we got it off the floor. It's working now, the technology, and now we need to fine tune it and get the algorithm better so it suits the market, so it suits what people are looking for. Like, Fort Coin, everyone knows, and that was spot on. It was a great idea sparked by the AIs. And how can we now generate more of those quirky ideas that actually people like? And I think 4 or 5 days ago, it was Grok Meta. A lot of those coins were created by the community using Grok, those terminal coins. So that's what we're looking into. See what we can do to create coins that the community is actually wanting to.
Right. Yeah, because it's something too. I battle with this all the time. Like, I am, like Mr. Quinton and I, we're doing this something called a personal takeover, right? It's a point where we make a coin, preset it, put some money onto it, put it on our launchpad in a fair sale, and we're going to be giving them to people to be able to utilize. But I can sit down and conceptually, just as not as fast as AI. Come on, let's not be. I'm not like that, but the concept of figuring out good conceptual things, like we were talking about yesterday, Mr. Quinton. We came up with a concept, and then I just went and he's got to stop me. He's my bandwidth protection. He's my governor, if you will, if you in the process. And I just started coming up with like 50 different things to do, and I'll joke about this here later on in the bandwidth. But how do you keep the saturation level down from, okay, this thing, AI can think of 50,000 things easily. Is there a governance system that you have? Like Quinton's mind, what do you guys have there to stop this thing just from going, muhaha, let me go throw 500,000 coins out there?
Yeah, we do have some boundaries in place. So every conversation gets scored, and at a certain score, it's releasing the coin. And so there is an algorithm, looking into what it should launch or what shouldn't, to keep it some sort of within the boundaries, because otherwise we're getting thousands of tokens. And we're fine tuning that, seeing what we should do to have more relevant tokens and the less relevant that aren't being released.
Yeah.
But we're fond of the agile method, just in small steps, small increments, build, and then see how it works, and then adapt and make changes.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you letting me pick at you a little bit here, but I'm not going to release any of the findings till I get more serious at getting in there and really looking through. I do see that one wallet does hold 50 coins in the process for that treasury wallet, which is a lot, with a very low balance in that factor. So when I see that stuff, that's a hell of a lot of inventory in there in our world of crypto. But I'm looking forward to what we can find, and maybe how we can collab and work together and fine tune that bandwidth a little.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
Hey, no worries. I appreciate you being here today. Thanks, bud. All right. So, yeah, almost as they gritted, let's go. This is what happens. I haven't been at the dojo, so I'm in fighting spirits today. Let's go. Mr. Ghost, thank you so much for being here today and bringing your lovely community with you. They are just cleaning house. 558 people are watching the show right now, and Just a Lotto is holding out almost about half of those at 239. We then have Shogun Cryptos at 143, Trader Max at 26, Synapses at 87. Great job, Synapses. Appreciate you and your community, of course. Pawn CTO 18 and Royal Rek 44. Awesome. I normally would have and I haven't done it yet. I got to get a new screenshot system in there because it was giving me security issues. So I do apologize, but we'll go get that up here. Mr. Quinton, who is up next?
Mr. Fighting Man himself. He did have the blue hat and the blue background, but something happened to his lights. Yeah. But it's going to be Ghost with Lotto up next.
Damn, he shoved that right at you, man. He's like, your lights.
I was trying to change the mood. I was like, I heard, listen, I'm discombobulated today.
Right. He's like, fuck around and find out.
Dude, I fuck around and found out. I woke up like 9:35. I was like, huh. I have like 3 shows to do today. It's going to be a wild one. So I just want to say I love everyone tuning in. If my boy Quentin does my hearts for me, then I'll bounce back right now. But if he doesn't, okay.
There you go.
You know I had to pull through. You know I had to pull through.
Everybody thinks that that's a real thing. They're like, can we do hearts today?
My whole morning routine is I'm a routine guy, bro. I'm like wake up, shower, shower, shave. You know, I got my whole routine. So I'm just hoping that I don't get with the coffee going in me.
I forgot my coffee downstairs. Now I want to go like take a break and go have one. Like
you go grab it. I'll hold on to the floor right now. I got the co-host up today. I'm feeling ready to go.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna be kicked out of the group. I'll be on the side of the road.
Bro, everything's been so different. Everything's been so different today, man. I came on and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?"
It's so different. I know. Well, see, the thing is, dude, you got power now. You got like serious power. Listen, from what I heard, like I got up this morning, came into the network. We'll just talk. This is your time, But I came in. You hear Ghost did a show and he's like using the same system you have. I'm like, well, yeah, dum. He's definitely using the same system. In fact, he's using the exact same system, our system with it, but it's his now too. So it's awesome. And listen, this collab that we got going on is huge. And yesterday, I know I missed your phone call. But I was asked Quentin. It was just so much happening yesterday. I took a proverbial afternoon break from all of everything and this is why we're talking about bandwidth today. This is I just didn't have enough. Like it was flatlined for me at about like 2:00 in the afternoon. After some stuff, I was just like I had nothing left. I was exhausted from everything happening. But and take personal time, right?
You have,
but and speaking of which, you had how'd poker go last night? It went like it must have been amazing.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't do it this way, obviously yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to kind of get in a little bit. I bought the backdrop. I'm OCD, bro. I can't just all right, let's wing it, let's run it. I'm like I gotta at least get a couple things set up, and the pilot will turn into the hit season. But I gotta evolve with it. So I mean, I called you to get access for Egon, so he can kind of play with some of the banners and headers and all that kind of stuff. Because from the tech side, I'll tell you right now, bro, I could talk my ass off. But when you really put me in front of the computer and I have to figure it out, I will. Yeah. But it's like, that's the type of shit when you talk about bandwidth, you're like, you know what? Why don't I just find someone that's actually really good at this? And it alleviates all the pressure of me trying to like perfect it. Because I'll sit there and I won't do the fucking show from StreamYards until I have at least like everything mapped out. No, I can't do it that way. I'm like, fuck that. Egon, jump on, show me how to move or move this here, move that here. Here's the logos, here's some videos, pop them in there. And then I'll start right off top. So I'm excited though, man. I think it's crazy, bro. I've done spaces since May of last year, like religiously, bro, every single day. And you get like 80 to 100 people on like a good moment. Maybe there's news, or maybe there's like an event, or maybe there's like a hot topic. You get like, me personally, I get like 40 to 60 people, I would say on average, that are always in. It'll be like a rotation of some kind, but 40 to 60 always in. And dude, that's fucking plenty. I have a good time. It's all people I fucking love and cherish and have gotten an opportunity to get to know. But then you jump on the StreamYards one random Monday because X Spaces isn't working. And it's like, what'd you say there was? 1,100? 1,100 concurrent?
Yeah.
It doesn't even add up to do it any other way. So
and that's the tough part. We some people know this story. We were on a Tuesday show. It rugged in the end. We had like 80 people, and we were like, we're just to get to the fruition and start selling our stuff. And then boom, rug. And then we went in and go on Thursday, and nothing would start. And it was just like, but everybody just became used to that, right? Like for back in the day, even last year when they first got the system, it was like everybody was like, oh, it's just rugging. There it is, rugging. There it is, rugging. Oh, that's why we don't have people. Oh, they use bots. There's no way. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not going to settle for that anymore. And I talked to my crew last year, and I was like, hey, look, let's stream. Like I've streamed in front of thousands and thousands of people. I've been radio shows. I said, I can handle anything. Let me just stream it. And they're like, no, space is the way to go. Not anymore. Like we helped change the meta. We helped change the meta for this because we proved that we could do it. Now, listen, I don't know about you. You're learning a lot of stuff from us. We're learning a lot of stuff from you. But the way that we put the show together, besides today, is a little bit hokey, and last week was a little hokey because a lot of stuff was going on. But besides that, we put a damn good show together. Like it's modulated, it's segmented, it's fluid. It has a lot of stuff going to it. And I think that's the way. Yeah,
I think it's epic.
it changed a lot of the way that people started to look. I started to see StreamYards everywhere. I started to see a lot of the progression of how people segment their show. It's just amazing, and I love it. And I can't take full credit because Quentin and I and others have worked on this process on how we line all this out. But really, it is a lot of experience in radio and a lot of experience in television and movies and doing that stuff. And since you are an entertainer as well as a networker and a solution-oriented person and a fixer, this is why I aligned with you, right? Is because you're just going to make it even look better. And then, of course, I'm going to copy a lot of that shit over my side and learn from you as well. So, and your team, your very talented team.
Steel sharpens steel, man. You know?
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. All right, so this is your time. Let me grab your time. Do you need this?
No. Too early for that right now, man.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I don't even think I lint rolled my shirt today, man. You can zoom out the whole day today.
Saw the nipples right there, baby. That was it.
You saw them shits? I was about to start bouncing them. My daughter goes, "Can you bounce your tits, Dad?" I'm like, "Oh my God." Man. She loves when I do it. For some reason, it's the funniest thing to her. Yeah, man. You know, listen, we got a lot, like a jam-packed day today, right? So
yeah,
we started off just a lotto. But it's a movement, man, and it's been extremely important to us to always stay in the same realm of what we're trying to accomplish. You know, we're really trying to ensure that as a community we can inspire and motivate and uplift and encourage. It's deeper than the coin for us, man. You know, we do believe obviously that, you know, the results, the proof is in the pudding. You know, I think we've been around over 110 days now and counting. We've inspired by the coin itself. We've dropped two different NFT lines, and this is our third NFT line that we're dropping obviously here in just about a week or so. We're excited, man. You know, we're excited to be a part of the movement. So for today, we wanted to do some lotto balls, give them away. You know, we have this ecosystem that has been just kind of growing, and how it works is very simple. We wanted to infuse a lotto system from the NFTs into the actual coin itself. So the meme coin, Lotto, it's just a Lotto. It's that simple. The NFTs, there's lore behind it. So we had a meteor shower strike the California lottery plant, where these inanimate objects got brought to life, and there's 69 of them, ironically. So we have our first line, which was the 69 Lotto ballers, and because the meteor shower struck and took these once inanimate objects and brought them to life, the Lotto ballers are PFPs. All of us rock them in the whole community. And they have these balls embedded in their head or their body, you know, 1 through 69. And the way this is we have a mechanical lottery ball setup where we jump in here live on Saturday. So that's tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. And we talk about our token, we talk about our community, we talk about how much fun we have. And we do this live lottery ball system where we're constantly letting this machine kick around the balls and shoot one out. And if your NFT that you possess, the number on it is the number that gets pulled from the actual lotto system, you hit the lotto, you know, you get paid. And so we've been doing this for, tonight's going to be our 6th week in a row pulling these lottos, and it's just super fucking fun, to be quite honest with you. The third line that we're dropping that's just so exciting for us, it's our first collaboration. So we're super excited because the original designer and creator of our NFTs is a person by the name of Baby Yolo. She has her own ecosystem on BNB chain, which is a cat named Toast and Baby Yolo. So this time around, we're doing the Baby Yolato ballers. She likes to call them the Lotto Baby ballers, but I still call them the Baby Yolo, Baby Yolato ballers. And so I'm excited to see. We've only been able to see a sneak peek of 4 or 5 of them so far. We were playing poker last night, and she changed her PFP to an actual baby baller. So we're like kind of seeing sneak peeks of certain things in certain areas. And it's just super exciting to see, man. I saw Andrew from Victus Global in the house. Nice to see you, my man. We're super excited for our third launch because there's been a lot of people that didn't get a chance to get an NFT. And they heard about us later, they heard about us down the road, or at the time, you know, maybe resources weren't in their favor. So now that we're at around $1 million market cap and a lot of people that have been with us since the beginning, they're going to be able to get these NFTs. And it's going to be really exciting to see how much it grows because the PFPs are so like recognizable by now this line is so impressive because it becomes part of the ecosystem of Team YOLO. You get cat named Toast airdrop to him. The first 6 months, you're going to be on Reflections getting some of her fees that are per transaction. You buy and sell them. Anytime you buy and sell, like cat named Toast, for example, the reflections go to Baby YOLO. Well, for 6 months, if you hold one of the new Baby Baller NFTs, you're getting paid out on that as well. And it's just super cool. It's just super cool how we're doing it. So I try to tell people all the time, like, I'm not here to convince people to buy, Lotto. I'm not here to convince you to hold it forever and we're going to make it. I'm really just not here for that kind of shit. For me personally, it's like, we are a community full of love. And if you tap in long enough, you'll kind of see how it is for us. Like, we really do genuinely do some things. We had a very unfortunate circumstance where the last of our Soul Bank debacle, instead of them giving back all of the tokens, there was a small portion left, which happened to be one of our single mother with 3 children in our community's bag. They snatched the whole bag from her, never returned it. And the whole community has donated profusively to this wallet of hers. And she's already back up to like 7 or 8 million tokens, just like that,
Oh my
dude.
God.
And it's just the shit like that you see, bro. It happens 24/7. People just going, oh man, you don't have 1 million coins yet? I got you. And they're just like, boom, boom, boom. We got over 110 lotto illionaires, we call them, where there's
Oh,
people
wow.
that literally have over 1 million lotto tokens now, from community driven events, from hitting the lotto, from just being active in the community. We've always been really big on, encouraging people and really just showing up and showing out. And our community doesn't, like, you saw Egon, you mentioned Egon earlier, right?
Yeah.
Bro, he does those videos, bro, out of nowhere. No one asks him to do shit. He doesn't sit there with his hand out and go, can you hook me up for doing those? Like, nobody does that ever in our community, bro. They want to be a part of it. And we want to reward people that are obviously doing the most for us, man. We want to reward people that are obviously loyal, supportive, encouraging other. We see that kind of stuff, man. And we've been just so thrilled to be a part of the movement itself. So all I got for you guys today is show up tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We are doing a live lotto drawing. It's going to be epic. And like last show, I do want to give out some lotto ballers, some lotto balls, so that they can join the lottery system, even if they don't have an NFT. Because to me, that's the fun part about it. I know that I spoke with Congress last night. Jesse, super cool dude. He's going to be adding some balls in the place tonight as well. It's just exciting. So I got some balls to give away today. I'll find out with Egon how many we got left. And I want to give some out live today at the end of the show, if that's cool.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah.
I love
Can't
it.
wait. Well, I appreciate you being here. You always have my utmost respect for everything you're doing. You're just as hard as working as I am in everything you're doing. And your community, man. Let me tell you, it's a direct reflection from you and the other devs there, right? When you got good, hardworking people that are in there and working the process, it is important. I mean, you have such a great atmosphere with all of your people, and your shows are awesome. I love watching how you deliver them all. And I unfortunately lately I've been watching them after the fact, so it's or listening to it or hearing the results of it. I got to start being more involved, and especially I really wanted to play poker last night, but I just, again, like I said, I went right to that point of like, I gotta step away just for a second.
You really do, man. There's something that I try to tell people. Like, people are always concerned. They always go, dude, you're gonna burn out. And I'm like, no. I've been the same with the same motor forever, bro. The difference is I strategically find spots to recoup. And for me, I'm blessed enough that my kids got a little older, can kind of fend for themselves. Wifey knows, like, Saturday's my recoup day. I wake up whenever I want to on a Saturday. And that usually recharges me for the entire week. As long as you can take that one morning or afternoon or evening for yourself. And I don't mean like shut the world off. I'm just mean recoup from a sleep. Whatever gives you energy, whatever charges your battery. For me, it's just a little bit of sleep because the community charges my battery. Like being up here with you, honest to God, bro, the first time I came up on the show, I was like, that shit was fun. Like, oh my God, like, dude, I want to go back. And I was so excited to get hit up. Now I'm like, when I don't come up here, I'm like, I guess they're full with people today, you know. Maybe Tuesday I'll be able to jump back up. You know, I really get like
You're allowed here
I'm a little
anytime.
excited, you know.
Oh, that's so funny because every single time a show goes on, I'm in the like looking through our lists and stuff, and I'll go through. I'm like,
Oh, it's not
is
here
Lotto
today.
gonna be on today, man?
What
Like, where's
happened to him?
Ghost at,
Is he
man?
okay?
What the hell?
Hey, it's
Yeah,
Send
yeah.
flowers. Send
It's
you a get
rare,
well
but
card.
it's rare, but I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. Like I look forward to it. This is the
Yeah.
type of shit that really makes me I know it sounds corny, but it's like I live for this shit. Like it's so fun to see the people come together. It's so fun to
Yeah.
hear about other communities. Bro, I've met some cool ass people on your show that I talk to now on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like Jesse from Congress being one of them, bro. As soon as I spoke to him, I was like, I like that dude.
Yeah.
The dude from Dreamcats, man, that's my guy
Oh, yeah.
right there, bro. Like
I know.
dude, you really meet a lot of cool people in this space, man. And I feel like your platform has given us the opportunity to do so. And I'm excited more about that than anything else, bro. It's the fact that there's other communities out there that you can be supportive of, repost their shit, like their shit, you know, and you're helping like that whole ecosystem grow and
Yeah.
become something. Like you said, bro, this is your community. It's not just about Shoguns. It's about everybody that's on this becoming the actual community. And that's how you can move things in this industry and really protect people. We had someone jump on the show last night, bro. She's like new to crypto, doesn't know anything about it. Where do I got to slap my money to invest? And I'm like, no. First off, don't ever go online talking about I have money.
Where to
And
put my
second
money
of
at?
all,
Yeah.
don't slap money anywhere. Like get familiar with the industry, you know?
Yeah.
Get familiar. And this is exactly what allows people to get familiar. They can hear about multiple projects, that they can find a project that they love. I always
Yeah.
tell people, if you're going to put your hard-earned money somewhere, put it where you can align. Like
Yeah.
it might not even be Lotto, bro. Like jump on Trader Max's show, see all these other communities, see which one that you want to spend your time with daily. If you want to spend time there, then yeah, of course, with proper risk management, you can throw a couple bucks at it and not feel any remorse if it doesn't go in your favor.
Yeah.
You know?
One of the things when we first started this show, it was just to get the word out, start seeing, getting the feeling, figuring stuff out. Now that we have the show mechanics down, it really, and somebody said to me, he goes, well, how many people do you think I can get from this? I was like, the 5 or 6 people that you're paneled with are the people you start with. Those are the people you talk to. You get to know, you build up that relationship, and then you just come back. Like a shiller comes in and shills, and then later on we can bring back some panelists, maybe to a sponsor. You know, like there's a whole funneling system that we have with this system, but it really does come around. Like everything revolves around the 6 of us up here, 7 of us that are up here right now. Right. Everything else, the 859 people that are watching right now, thank you very much for all of you for being here. But it is all about the people. And I think you can see the number now too, right?
Yeah, it says 862, I think.
Yeah, now it says 862. Okay. Yeah. So there is a total amount of people that are watching the show, but also all of your communities. Everybody up here is shilling. Yeah, we're a little long-winded today, and we're going to take this a little bit further. But you're here for a particular reason.
Should
not
I
just
take
to show
my
your
shirt
show
off to get more viewers?
Well, that could happen, but not from down there. I think I just moved somebody down, Mr. Gordon. I don't know. Okay, there you go. That's too funny. Should I take my shirt off so we can send them away? I don't know what happens. But, I mean, I got some scars. That's about it. I don't know, bullet holes and stuff like that. But,
you got bullet holes in you, man? You been shot?
I got 2 Purple Hearts from the military, and the fucked up thing wasn't even in war. That's what's messed up, right?
Wait, hold on. How do you not tell us that you have? How do I not know you have 2 Purple Hearts from the military? That's amazing, bro.
I wish it had like a grandiose story, like yes, there I was with my team of people, but no, it wasn't. It was there I was working on a bridge, and somebody shot me off the bridge.
Oh my god!
Yeah. And I got stabbed and working border patrol, and so those were my 2.
What state were you in when you were working border patrol?
Confusion.
State of confusion.
No, I was in California. I was San Diego. I was working for short, so I was working with the Navy as border patrol, and to help I would go over to Tijuana and drag all those guys out of the donkey bars and bring them home and do all that kind of stuff, bounty hunter kind of mentality, kind of things.
Bro,
I wish I was again.
Service, man. Hey, that's beast, man. That's you're a soldier. I mean, literally, but I had to jump in, give you some flowers for that, bro.
Thanks, Rekt. I appreciate that, man. I was a CV
Honestly.
for 8 of my 16 years, and for 4 I was a few other things, and then I was a whole tech and all that kind of stuff. So I just love to build stuff. That's, again, addicted to building, right? That's where we're at right now. I don't try to glorify any of that nonsense, but it's you know, I've been in Iraq, I've been in Afghanistan, you know, I've built things all over the world. But the concept here is our world is huge that we deliver, and you know, I'm appreciative to even being a part of your world and everybody that I learned from. So you know, that's so long story short.
No, I think
All
it's
right.
beautiful, man. Thank you for our freedom, bro.
Freedom's always there. It says, you know, what do they say? It takes a few good people not to do something for the world of evil to take over. And I was just called to action because of that. And you know, no great story behind it. Just getting out of Philadelphia to go become something different. You know what I mean? And then here I'm back in Philadelphia again anyway. So my own world.
We love
but
you,
all
bro.
right. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, bro. All right. Next up, Mr. Quinton, I think is LUCE, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LUCE, I am so sorry. We are running a little bit behind today into the realm in the thick of the woods. How's everything going over in LUCE? And I'm going to share my screen. Get everything.
Not a problem. It's yeah, I think we said earlier it's a rather late night or early morning, I should say for me. It's about 4 a.m. Down here at the moment, down in about the great southern part of the world. But yeah, I'd just like to say firstly, I'm new to your channel, and it's fantastic just to hear from you guys. You know, just the quality of the people I'm dealing with here, which is fantastic.
Oh,
and Max, I come from a military background and had service on that side of things too, so I sort of can relate to you there. Yeah. But no, fantastic to hear where you're coming from, brother.
Yeah.
Now just first up, I guess in terms of LUCE is a CTO meme coin of a young pilgrim girl. I'm not sure if many people know of her. She has been around for about 5 months now, and she's born from the Vatican's official mascot for the 2025 Holy Jubilee year. In terms of her purpose, or I guess her why, is really to inspire hope and kindness and resilience in a world that's in some ways sort of losing its way, and guide people through hardship, embracing faith, and illuminating a path towards greatness. But it's really about trying to do that in a fun way and really just connecting with everyday people. So I guess like Lotto was talking before, sometimes you've got meme coins that are just about a meme, and sometimes they become more of a movement, and that's what's happening with LUCE. And it's about representing walking a path through life, and I guess the storms and struggles that we have, and then sort of getting through that with faith and love as our guide. And I guess standing for more the choosing the path less traveled and becoming a stronger through adversity, and also supporting a community that basically believes in something greater than themselves. So that's more, I guess. Sorry.
I was going to say, so are you one of the CTO leads, or just a shiller, or just?
Yeah. So I am. Yeah. So as I said, the project's been going for a decent bit of time now, so it's not like it's just disappearing, and it's actually, as the CTO side of things, growing stronger and stronger, which is fantastic to see. So we've put together a team of people that are just super keen about the project, all working for free, which is where you can see that people really have conviction and believe in the project. Yeah, and we've got like a mix of different people. So we come from like a religious background as a meme or the mascot does. However, like half our CTO team are non-religious, and half of them are religious, and not necessarily. Majority of those are Catholic, which is where the meme comes from, but also other religions as well. So we're really appealing to like a lot bigger community than a religious side of things. As I said there, that's more the essence of where it's born from. However, with this meme, it's basically sort of transcending religion and more talking about the goodness of people, of trying to inspire hope and kindness and resilience and walking a path together. Yeah, so it's quite different. Sorry.
Isn't that the the main theme of the world economic powers out there that try to force all this stuff onto us. But the reality is that the majority of people are good, right?
Yeah,
Whether they're
absolutely.
religious or not religious or atheist or other religions, the core fundamental of everybody is good. They don't want to kill people. They don't want to hurt others. They want to do generally good by most. You know, they have their errors of good and bad. Not one person is completely evil or completely good at any one point. And how can you,
Absolutely.
you know, and I think a good spark of it is that most of it does start with religion. Some of us are always in fear of talking of religious facts and things, but also there is something to say that each person has their own availability of opinion. But as long as they're inherently good and willing to move forward and make things happen, you know, the world order itself was always tries to manipulate. I think this is something that's refreshing to see. I wasn't sure if I had the right website, though. It looked like a news article from the process. Was that right?
Okay, yeah. So the website, it's not something that needs more time spent on it.
Okay.
No, that's not the website. No. Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's do
Yeah,
this. And I really, because I love progression and I love to see. We have WebForce, and this is not a spin to, you know, but it's a free system. You know, Mr. Quincy can reach out to you and get you any of the tools you need in that network, show you how to use everything, get the free website builder system over there, get your domains, whatever you need to buy, you know, let us know. We'll deck you out completely. I want to contribute all that to you guys for free. Anything you need for Anvil or Volume or any of that stuff, please reach out to us. I want to contribute our time in on that factor as well.
No, I appreciate that, Max. And just in terms of what you were talking about before, oh, sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry, I jumped in on your shill.
No, that's all right. I guess I'll take it back to, you know, you're talking about the religious side of things. So I know for myself, I'd say I come from a spiritual background, but I wouldn't necessarily say religious. But then, you know, other members within the team, we've got, you know, guys that are like, you know, theologians or you know, people that were looking at becoming ministers and things as well. So they have a really strong connection to the religious side. And what we've found is that we're able to talk the same language, and we're talking about, you know, I'll talk about how I can inspire something in someone by saying certain words, and the theologian will say, well, I would have said the exact same thing, but I just would have used scripture. And that's what we find. We're actually on the same page because we're all talking about the goodness of people and helping people and you know, encouraging that throughout our community. So it's really quite a refreshing place to be, I should say, as a meme coin. And it's been fantastic, you know, to see that through the ups and downs of the crypto world. I mean, I've been in crypto for quite some years now. It's probably, what was it, about mid 2017. So it's been a little bit of a while. And, you know, it's been quite a successful thing for me. But, you know, I sort of saw this opportunity and just went, hang on a sec, there's something different that's going on here, which is fantastic. And, you know, it's important, I guess, to have a purpose and a real meaning behind what you're doing, but then also to have more to back that up. And, you know, I know for a meme coin, you really need to have a strong narrative that resonates with a lot of people, but you also need to have something different that stands out. I mean, I don't know how many cute animal meme coins we have out there. Like, I love cute animals, don't get me wrong, but it's important for a meme coin that's going to be more than just a flash in the pan to actually have something that's really stands out and it's going to be there for a longer period of time. And also in terms of a community, you really need to be able to build that strong community like Lotto was talking about before, that people will just want to be there because they love it, not just, you know, oh, okay, the price is up, the price is down. You know, it's the wrong thing to be focusing on. So I know, like with us, you know, we've got a really strong community that's really suffered through large drawdowns. However, you know, I think in terms of, if we look at our on-chain holders, we're looking at about 90% of holders have held through massive drawdowns. And that just shows you the conviction. And we're talking about, you know, about 40,000 holders on chain there. So we're not talking about sort of small numbers here. But it's fantastic to sort of see that community. And then the other thing, I guess, that for a successful meme coin is you need to have a large potential market to grow to. And I guess the thing that I find with LUCE is that we've got more of a, I guess, a normally or everyday people friendly narrative that people can relate to, and that's important. And then when we talk about markets, you know, there's, if we look at the Catholic side of things, like 1.3 billion Catholics in the world and 2.4 billion Christians. Now, as I said, only about half of our holders are actually Christians, you know, so it attracts a lot more people. I mean, and we've got a really good opportunity with what's actually happening is the fact that the mascot comes from the Vatican, and that has a purpose of being the representative for the Jubilee year, which is a important year for the Catholic faith that only happens every 25 years. And so that's here for this whole year. And the Osaka Expo we've got coming up starts next month. That runs for 6 months, and it's expected to have about just over 28 million visitors to that. Now, just to give you an idea, LUCE, their mascot, will actually be hosting a whole pavilion on behalf of the Vatican. So in terms of exposure and things that are going on, we've got like a bit of a mix going on where there's all this stuff that's happening in real life, and we've got the meme coin side of things, which is, I guess, a representation of that meme in the Web3 space. And then back into the Web2 space, there's also stuff going on where you've got people that actually love this meme and the fan art, but they're not even into crypto. So we're kind of playing with a whole different ball game, I believe, than what we're seeing in a lot of meme coins. And so that's quite an exciting opportunity.
Well, just the growth value alone of hitting 322 million and being a CTO at these kind of levels. This isn't, if you didn't look at the market cap, looks like every other coin that's out there, right? But then all of a sudden you really start looking at value and numbers. I'm on a daily chart. That's what this looks like, with $1 million volume daily, right, on the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're washing out your entire liquidity pool every 8 minutes. It looks like, right? So the concept here is finding, you know, faith is faith. It could be religious, it could be spiritual, or it could be personal. It could be an inanimate object, right? False idol kind of mentality. But it really is faith. It's like crypto is faith. Some have it, some wary with it, and some don't have it. So I think the entire network is about that. Faith-based systems that have something that gives you, that can rejuvenate your faith as well, is important. I think that this can do that. I'm going to be looking at this as a long-term portfolio network. Tiny movements for me, but I do see such a great value here. And as it being like, for me, you know, this would be a level of most CTOs. This would be 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 100,000 with a good team. But you're at 7.3 million with 40,000 holders still. Somebody has faith, you know, holding that rock steady. A lot of what's that?
I didn't hear that. What was the market cap at?
7.3 million.
Nice, dude. Congrats, bro. Good shit.
Yeah.
And just to let you know too, I mean, you know, when the market was selling off, look, LUCE was hit extremely hard, and it was for a number of different reasons, you know, that I could sort of explain. But when we saw that massive liquidation event happening in early February, because the coin had been hit so hard already, it was already down, but it wasn't going to die. Like, this thing is not going to die. That's the thing to know about this, because there's people running it that really care about it, and there's enough of a holder base, and there's a good enough narrative that's going to last. Like, it means something, and that's fantastic to see. But when that massive liquidation event happened, out of it, you saw LUCE jump. I think it was about 3.5x within a couple of days. So it wasn't even just a once sort of jump. It was a sustained thing for a couple of days. And I mean, obviously that's off the low. So that's about where you're looking now. Yeah. And so that happened when there was, like, in the market, everything was selling off, everything. And there was, I think, you know, 2 or 3 coins that were, you know, doing something different. I mean, at the moment, we're still stuck within that sort of accumulation range. But as a CTO community, like you know, others have said already here, we're not focused on the numbers. We all know that numbers are a lagging indicator. We're focused on actually building something that has value, and then it can catch up. Yeah, like I guess once you've been in this market, you know, for a number of years, you've been through this multiple times. You know the story, you know.
Yeah, no, we do, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like when you say CTO, and again, remove the market cap value here, right?
Yes.
This is what a CTO looks like to a point, wherever it happened. Right here,
yeah.
Did it happen here? Did it happen here? Did it happen here? The story doesn't matter. What matters is this tail. 40,000 people holding a dust bag could create this in most cases. So, but
to let you know where it happened,
yeah,
the CTO actually happened at the start. So the dev actually sold out instantly, and he sold out. I think it was for about 0.6 Sol or something, and so the thing just went organic growth and just spread massively, and that's where we saw such a big run up. Like it was too much run up. Yeah, I think it was
this was
just over 18. Yeah, it was just over. But that was off.
Sorry,
off a fairly spread holding as well. It was quite amazing to see, and so it was that real interest. And what's happened as well is you've seen that we've ended up with a lot of CEX jump on board too. So we're currently sitting at about 20 CEX, which for me like this is crazy. So we've got all this interest. So people have realised, hey, there's something here. But then it's sold off, through running up too fast, and then there was that switch between memes and the AI meta, and then there's also been a good opportunity for shorting it as well because of the number of exchanges it's been on as well.
Yeah. Well, that's the moment that professional trading starts to happen at that level. As soon as you get onto the sexes, you're victim to shorts, you're victim to perps, you're victim to a lot of stuff. So what I do appreciate that your faith-based process here is strong, and I think that there's some great opportunities. I would love to talk to you more about this and jump into the last coin here, which was one of my favorites today. But I do appreciate you being here today, and I think that's something, George, that we can sit down and kind of talk over some things and maybe pull up some collabs where we can help out. As far as Shogun and others, and just getting a whole bunch of things coming, and I think we would have some fun stuff to be able to add to the network for you as well.
That's fantastic, and I guess something that we're all about is because we're about helping other people and kindness. Is we are interested in collaborating with us, and for us, we're a real player for player rather than the player versus player that often happens in the meme coin space. So I see that if we can lift other people, it's like the whole rising tide lifts all ships. It's we're not scared about other people taking our lunch or whatever. I think there's enough to go around, and we're all doing our own thing. So I'm super keen. As I said, I can tell straight away we've got quality people here, so that's really quite exciting to see that. And that's what I've sort of found through this process with, as I said, I've been in crypto for quite a while, but with this specific CTO crew, we've ended up with a really good mix of people. And at the end of the day, they're all about quality people. So I'm super excited to be here, and thanks for this opportunity. It's really great.
You're welcome. You're always welcome back here. I love what you guys are doing. When the time comes, when you need stuff with your website, let us know. Mr. Quinton will reach out to you and try to set up some time with you. I know you probably got 1,000 people in there to be able to help, but we believe that our network is pretty powerful with our WebForge network for building websites, tire debts, all of our stuff from everything we build for Shogun is built through it, and very strong quality systems that are in there. So I hope that you're able to take advantage of it.
No, fantastic. We've got a long way to go, in terms of how we intend to set up the running of the I guess the organisation, or what we want to call it for a better word. So I'm super keen to learn more about those systems. That'll be fantastic.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate it. Oh yeah. Listen, over 1,000 people, 1,055 people watching the show right now. We have Shogun Cryptos at 229, pales in comparison to the leader, which is just a lot with 534. Now you have doubled this. You doubled this. It's happened. I can't, even if I add the Mr. Max and the one over on YouTube. See, no. Oh, you got the. Oh, you know what I think it is? It's the whole push out thing. Yeah, I think that's what.
Did we just both kind of figure that out just now?
At the same exact time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't working, and I just. Quentin,
as we turned it on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got. Make sure
It's
you know
funny.
who's boss.
You know what it should be? We should really, I mean, we got to get back into doing our little, because I don't think, can you guys hear that? Okay. I can't hear it, which is really weird. I got to figure out what the hell's going on. I got to restart my system, Dave.
Yeah,
But
no, we hear that shit.
Yeah, I was downstairs. I ran downstairs during your chill, Ghost, and I'm leaning down in the fridge to grab some drink, and I heard you say the 69 Lotto balls, and in the refrigerator, all you hear is freaky. That was it. I was like, we got to put that into a.
I was wondering what happened. I was like, damn, he's stuck on the homepage on the. Normally you kind of guide me where to go. I was like, yeah, so.
I'm sorry. I had to get something to drink. I was hydrating.
You're good.
All right. So over 1,000 people watching the show today. Thank you so much. You're watching the Shogun Gun Show here on March 15, 2025. I really appreciate everybody that was here today. We are going to be finishing up with our final shill for the day. Now, somebody that's been here a while before, I fell in love with this stupid squirrel a long time ago, and we haven't seen you for a little while, but we're glad to have you back. We got Rekt from Twiggy. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Good to be here. Actually, my first time speaking on your Shogun. I know my other counterpart Blake has been a few times. I'm Rekt. I'm one of the CTO leads here, but man, excited to get into the conversation. I've been enjoying hearing all the different projects out here. I think it's so awesome that you guys provide a stage and really multiple levels. Like I'm so used to just doing spaces, and so doing the live StreamYard stuff, trying to connect everything together. Definitely, it's kind of forcing me to kind of integrate everything. But it's great. I think this is like the way things need to be. There's so many different places to reach different audience members, whether it be through obviously Twitter, X, YouTube. There's so many different platforms, and it's trying to get everything all together. So I love what you guys are doing here. Appreciate you having us.
No worries. It's our pleasure. We love this system of what we're building here. And it's because of great coins like yourself and others that gives us just a great stage to be able to utilize.
For sure. Well, you want to get into the kind of the origin story a little bit and how we got involved, or
sure.
Okay.
Hey, this is your show. It's your time. I started the interview. I'll be talking about what you do for a living and stuff.
Let's go. Well, I'm Rekt, one of the CTO leads here. Been doing this for the last almost 100 days now as well. Started off Pump Fund token, as many Pump Fund tokens are. They kind of ride the wave, go up, go down. But this one was very unique because, when I first heard about this, and there was a call to action around the CTO, actually on another show called the Kid and Walt Show. This was kind of riding right on the cusp of what was happening with Peanut. So obviously, there's another squirrel that I'm sure everyone's familiar with. Peanut the squirrel, obviously, unfortunate situation there, but it was based on an in real life icon, an actual squirrel that was on social media. And then when we saw what happened with Peanut when it launched, and it went crazy, right? It hit like a $2.4 billion market cap, went nuts, literally. Then we heard about the Twiggy launching, and we're like, ooh, another squirrel, and that was actually based on something also real. And I honestly, I actually seen a GIF of this quite a bit back in the day, and I didn't realize it was actually real. I thought it was like some fake something. I didn't realize it was actually based on something that was actually a squirrel on skis. And dug a little further, man. I just fell in love with the story. It was kind of crazy. An actual water skiing squirrel. It's been around since 1979. The actual OG parents of Twiggy started back with Chuck Sr. and Luann Best. They actually rehabbed a squirrel they called it Twiggy. And it was actually a joke where they actually taught it how to water ski because the whole family's, they like being on water. They're in Florida, and they had a remote control boat, and it was actually a bet that was placed by Chuck's best friend, saying, what are you doing with this squirrel? Why are you having this as a pet? And I'm gonna teach you how to water ski. So he did a 30-day challenge, taught her how to water ski, and then boom, they actually had an article published. You kind of think of how things go viral in the 1970s. Well, they actually paid for a little article in the local newspaper to publish a story about the water skiing squirrel, and it was just for fun. They weren't trying to get famous off of it. It was let's see what happens. And then boom, ignited a fire, man. Next thing you know, the local news stations were lining up on to see video this water skiing squirrel. They started getting invited to local fairs. And then next thing you know, it became a viral sensation where Good Morning America did an Emmy awarding piece on Twiggy in 1979. And that's when it blew up. They were, as seen on David Letterman's show, Rosie O'Donnell. They actually got featured in American Idol, America's Got Talent. They actually also got in the movies like Dodgeball, Anchorman. So this whole story of just history of being in media. But recently, obviously now with the token, when we became the CTO, when I started organizing some of the troops to say, let's keep this going, it hit like a $4.4 million market cap. We saw what happened with Peanut, dropped down to like 100,000. That's where we're sitting at now, about 130,000. We had our ups and downs. But it was like, how do we make this connection with the in real life squirrel happen? I was like, so I actually just picked up the phone. I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Twiggy's Inc. and I'm going to see if they even know that this tokens even exists. Because we always talk about memes, right? And memes a lot of times are based on things that are either made up or they're based on something in real life. And the icon or the animal or whoever owns their IP has no idea that this is going on. And so I reached out to Twiggy's Inc. I just put in a phone call and I found out that Chuck Jr., the son, took over the operations and they're still water skiing. And I was like, oh shit, like this squirrel is still water skiing? Like, are you freaking kidding me? And so I reached out and said, hey, so I was like trying to put my notes together. I wasn't too sure like what was, what I'd expect, would he be upset? Would he embrace it? And so my approach was, I'm just going to go in and use Twiggy, the token, as letting them know that, hey, there's a community of fans. Like we have over 2,000 holders, and there's this whole community of fans on blockchain that love your squirrel. And we want to know how we can help. And that's exactly how I approached it. Because a lot of people ask me like, well, how did you end up linking up with Twiggy's Inc., the actual owners? And it was literally just a network. I was just networking. I just gave them a call. I was super genuine about my intentions. I truly wasn't trying to make this about money. I was just making this about, hey, man, we see the history. We see the lore. We love the squirrel. Let us know how can we be a marketing arm to help promote whatever it is that you're doing. And that's literally how I onboarded him. He was like, man, this is so cool. He was a normie. He had no idea what, he did some trading back in 2020, buying some stuff on Coinbase, but he said he wasn't a crypto person. And he was like, dude, let's, I asked, well, would you be willing to hop on a Spaces with our Twiggy community on X and do an interview? And boom, from there, the relationship and partnerships flourished. We've been having him on Spaces every week. I actually just flew back from New York last week to actually meet Chuck in person, actually watch the show. He actually had a show in Long Island. He has weekly shows at different boat shows. He's in Mobile, Alabama this weekend. He's going to be back in Orlando, Florida next weekend, and then back and then in Wisconsin. So this guy is like literally making it this is his business.
Yeah.
Continuing his lifelong legacy for his father and for the water skiing squirrels.
So it is multiple squirrels, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about a 35 or 50-year-old squirrel.
Right. There's actually been 11. No, exactly, dude. There's been 11 generations or 11 squirrels. 11
Roberts, yeah.
Yep. So actually, when I was out there, he actually has 3 squirrels in his entourage that are part of the show. But yeah, all the squirrels that they take in are all rehabbed squirrels. So they're either squirrels that have come to them, referred to them. They came in injured, or they came in from somebody. There's actually like a whole organization of squirrel rehabbers in the U.S. I had no freaking clue this was a thing.
Damn. Again, up at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's what happened.
Didn't mean to make you yawn, bro. Sorry.
No, dude. I swear to God, that is like the one rule that you have in radio, like never yawn, a mute thing. And it caught me so quick. I went to look at something. That was the end of it. The only advices I have for Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel, is please don't ever let him jump the shark, because then it's over. He'll be the Fonzie of squirrels, and that will be the end of careers of all from there. But I appreciate you being here today. I'm glad to see that the coin's still here and everything is still going on. I'm super glad. I know after our first, I think you were with our old system. This is the first time you're in the new system. But with what we're doing. And I always appreciate feedback. So let us know how we've done. We'll be getting the backstage and stuff. And excuse me, I'm choking all over the place. But thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, man. Excited to be here. And I heard about a lot of people talking about collaborations. I saw Congress in here a little earlier. We've been actually starting a an animal alliance collective with different in real life meme coins, or actually meme coins based on in real life animals. And so we built an alliance in partnership with Kenji, also with Merv the cat, who's also a social media
another big
star.
one. Yeah.
We're actually been in connection with, I know he's a little controversial, but we also been in connection with Mark Longo. He actually has on our space. We actually kicked off a Squirrel Spaces with OG Peanut. So we actually have a collaboration, a partnership with OG Peanut. Actually, we're doing what we call Squirrel Spaces twice a week. I'll call it the Squirrel's Nest. Twice a week, just kind of like, inviting projects just like you speak and share that story. Yep. So we're just trying to support other like-minded projects that are actually building meme coins based on in real life animals and are basing it on actual partnerships with the icons themselves. So
absolutely, that's awesome, because we have a cat collective, we have a dog collective, we have an AI collective that we're going to be doing shows for. So yeah, reach out to us and we'll help put a show together for your squirrel collective.
Let's go.
Should be a little less, but that's all right.
Well, thanks for having me here, man. Any questions, let me know.
I got you, man. Thank you so much, Twiggy. We really appreciate you. That's the shill portion of the show. Wait, did we forget ourselves, Mr. Quinton? Should we throw ourselves in there real quick?
Super fast.
Okay.
Super fast.
Super fast.
Gotta get in there. Gotta sneak in there.
I gotta go and I gotta soup in there. Put myself in a space.
It was so fast. You want to see it again?
Wait, there it is.
There you go.
Show the crypto. We love you. Bye-bye. Okay. So no, they're gonna fucking kill me if I do that. Okay, let's super. I should make you do it. Yeah, you should do it. This is your gun. I like my gun. This is my gun. Okay.
This isn't my gun.
That's not your gun. All right. Very quickly, Shogun is a ecosystem. It's a utility network. It's a branch of things of builders and community members and people that have really worked hard. Our outreach team is probably when I was talking to Mr. Quinton yesterday, I asked him, what do you think our best system is? What is the most important division do we have in our network? And we talked about the Anvil bot and content and the game system and blogs and all that stuff. And I told him, no, it is the outreach. The outreach is what starts it all. The outreach team that we have starts it all, because that builds a funnel into our network. And that funnel is huge, right? Because the funnel of bringing in coins and bringing in people starts the process of our WebForge, starts the process of our relationship with the gun show itself. We get to meet all these people. Those collabs are started. So none of it would be there unless we had outreach bringing us to people. Of course, the systems are there. The fundamentals are there. The foundation's there. But what do we have? We have quite a bit, actually. We have our WebForge system, which is simply the best network to create websites, customer relationship management systems. And it comes with a price that's very, very reasonable. Absolutely fucking free. That's right. So if you're watching this and you're a coin, or you want to build a coin and you need a website stuff and you need a place that go and it's easy and you got people to help you through the entire process, or even somebody to do it for yourself for a small fee, Mr. Quinton, then WebForge is the way to go. It's pantherpilot.com. Please go have a look. But one of our really big systems that we created that we really love here, that helps out so many people, so many coins from low market cap to high market cap, is our volume bot system. And this is not some standard little silly 2-to-1 ratio and everybody makes it looks like it has a bunch of volume on it. This is real volume, market cap volume that we do. It's more of a market maker than it is a volume bot, let's say. And that's for the real power for us. Our team, we have a couple different coins. We have a great community network here with a portal system that's very, very powerful. I have a lot going on, so it's going to take a second to come up. And there we go. Super portal system. But all this is made by, guess what? Yeah, that's right. WebForge. WebForge has all this process in there. Also has the availability to have a print on demand system, a shop, e-commerce network. All that stuff's right behind the scenes in our Panther Pilot's WebForge network. Okay. We also have the system of our gun show, which is here. You can have sponsorships, very inexpensive to do sponsorships. You can get cat collector shows. You can do whatever you want from that. You can hire us to come in and run it for you as you throw out everything you want to have. We also have a game network development company as well that we're building out all of our games. This is taking a little bit on the back scenes here over the last couple of weeks. Now, one thing that we are that I didn't show. We also have a launchpad system for Pump Fund. We have a takeover network that we're building. It's super huge, and I'll be talking about that in the alpha portion of the network. We're very excited, Mr. Quinton and I. We get to actually say some things that are within 2 weeks of launch and coming up here, and that's what we're going to focus on next. Is our shill portion of the show today. Now, let's really bring this back home here. We're going to talk about bandwidth, right? And the reason why we're talking about bandwidth today is because yesterday I lost a lot of it. Like I finally hit a wall. I hit the ceiling. I hit the proverbial barrier of bandwidth, and I went, I think I'll just. And you tend to digress into some caveman status or cavewoman status, let me tell you. But that's what happened yesterday. And so I wanted to talk about this today. Now, when I refer to this, it could be in a couple different margins, right? And I want to hear how you distribute your bandwidth, okay? And then I'm going to give you some feedback and some things as we come in through. So bandwidth can be in a couple different things: financially, mentally, physically, however you want to do it, time-wise, right? Time is a big essence of bandwidth, right? So you think of these things as like little mini gas tanks, right? Financially, being over-leveraged, being under-leveraged, being overbought, oversold mentality. That's sort of really easy one to find, because it triggers things in you. But finding your true bandwidth is very important. And I got to ask each one of you, and I'm going to stick with the panelists for right now. We have Prawn, and who else is the panelist? Somebody Ghost Lake, or something like that. I can't remember. It's whatever. We got Ghost, we got Twiggy, and I think we got Prawn, right, as the panelists today. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's start with Prawn. How do you manage your bandwidth with the things that you're doing? I mean, because I'm pretty sure you got a lot of stuff going on. How do you manage what you do for bandwidth and all that stuff?
Well, honestly, for me, that's something I have to figure out every day and constantly adapt.
Okay.
Personally, I've been in crypto since 2019. I quit my job in March of last year and started full-time trading. Luckily, I have a job that I can go back to anytime and make a living. So since then, I've had to adapt and try to learn bandwidth the best way that I can. I mean,
Yeah.
my number one thing is I try to live day by day, just sticking today and see what I can focus and get done today. I think
A
the
lot of
biggest.
people. Sorry,
Go ahead.
you're right. A lot of people do that. The reactive, right, with their bandwidth. Like, I will only move forward and keep going forward until something distracts me, and then I'll go off to the side and do something else. How do you find yourself? Are you more reactive, or do you plan your day out?
I try to plan my day out. It's a million, miles a second in crypto, and having a family, doing all these different things. For me, it's just been a huge learning process of, I'm very, ADHD type. I hyper focus on things. I can get distracted easily. But one thing I do is I work extremely hard, and if I'm focused on something, I'm going hard at it. And that comes at a fault sometimes. Staying up 20 hours a day, getting 3 hours of sleep. So it's been a constant learning process of managing bandwidth and emotions in a hyper emotional space. Losing massive amounts of money, having my first child. So it's pretty much just been go until I fail and then try to adapt. It's been constant. I'm just going to go all day hard on what I'm doing, and then eventually that fails and we reconvene, right? I get with my wife and I say, well, why don't we try this? Let's schedule this for the day. Let's see if we can make it work doing that. I think one of the biggest things for me in bandwidth is networking, though. And I think that's what can help the most, especially in an atmosphere of CTOs where you don't know each other. And even with starting without a network, if you can find a solid network and every person is autonomous and you have an idea and you can flow together, you can start fitting those puzzle pieces in, and then you're all helping each other. I mean, we all got different time for things. That's what's worked most for me.
Let me jump in here just for a second for you. And again, somebody who overachieves and overbuilds and overstructures, and bandwidth is always like peak red at all times. I have found times to vibrate that in the center, right? Like I do certain things at certain times of the day when I do, but when I do peak red, like you call it failure, right? So it's noticing when it starts to hit yellow, right? That, okay, these are the attributes. And one thing you did keep onto is that you spread the bandwidth across multiple avenues of production, right? Like somebody else, but in order to do that, you need to find your own weakness. That's the tough part. You need to sit down and have a real conversation with yourself, my man, right? To what it's like, hey, what can I do? Not what you can, not just what you do, but what should you do, right? So if you fit into that, not what you can't do, I'm talking about what should you do, right? That's the real secret for you, especially being a CTO. If you can find other people that can do what you do, and I won't say better, but still do it, and it takes some of that alleviation off. You may be able to do it 10,000 times better than they can, but you still got to allow them to do it, right? Like I need to let the young man over there. I could poke into his room almost. Like if I do that, you're going to see my finger come out over there, right? But
Right.
You allow them to go and be a part of, like, he's learned a lot. Like I have much more experience than him in building websites, but I know that he's gaining it. He's so quick at it, but allowing him to have that process alleviates me to now go sharpen everything else. So my biggest advice to you is here at that point, and I'm not some great guru at this, but if you were to see what I actually build, that website is just 1/10 of what we have built. But keep that in mind as you go through, find those people that can do the work, not that, it should be coming down to what should do the work for you. And what, like, if you think, oh yeah, I could just go do that, do it good, start delegating. So that's what it really comes down to.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Well, I appreciate your feedback and the information you have, and I look forward to seeing what's coming great from you. And we'll sort of take this into the next one. I guess LUCE, or you're still in, not LUCE, I'm sorry. Twiggy.
Yo.
So how do you guys, because there's a lot that you guys are doing, right? You have a pretty big community.
Yeah, I think, just that. Are you talking about in relationship to bandwidth, right?
Yeah,
right? That's the topic. I mean, I've been in crypto since 2018, 19, really as a trader, and then 2020, 21 started getting my first taste of what it means to be a part of a team and different teams and different projects. And all I can say is, burnout's a real thing, right? Like, burnout happens, I feel like, because, I think like there's always a constant sense of urgency, when it comes to crypto or building projects. Because like I'm an entrepreneur, I own multiple businesses, and when I plan for when I build a business, I'm looking at the next 3 months, 6 months, year, and then even 5 years, maybe even 10 years, right? We have different categories of how we create timelines of how we're building for what we're trying to build as a vision and goal. But within crypto, it like, what do they say? Like a year, like a day in crypto can feel like a year, right? Like the time that we take in participating in the things that we do can feel like 30 days in crypto can feel like forever, because it just takes so much out of you, right? It sucks so much out of you. And I think, for like my experience has always been is that burnout, happens pretty fast and quite often. And it's pretty prevalent in the fact that the majority of projects don't survive, especially as CTOs. Because like you said, I think someone said it earlier, you're teaming up with people that you don't know if they have the right mindset or the same principles or even integrity as you do. And it kind of feels like you're taking a step forward, but also looking over your shoulder at the same time, right?
You're always looking over. Yeah, exactly.
And that's like, I think the industry and our culture's changing, right? I think, with the current administration embracing crypto and embracing the whole industry, I think we're going to see a move towards maybe regulation and of some kind, and it's going to make it more transparent. But yeah, I think that I'm answering a question in a long way, is that I think the biggest part, like you said earlier, is delegation, man. Like I think so much rests on one person sometimes that they kind of feel like they have to do it all on their own. And if you do that, then it's a one-way ticket to, burnout. Like you got to know how to delegate. You got to be able to find the people that are like you, or better than you. I always say, hey, a smart businessman isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about surrounding yourself with other people that are smarter than you, more talented than you. And like and for me, it's just about, man, I'm just trying to find other people that are better than me at doing this job, at doing that particular task, at being a raider, at being a, building stuff. And it's not like, oh, you found somebody, great, now they're with you forever. No, they're with you for a week and maybe 2 weeks, and then you got to restart the process over again, right? So that's how I stay sane, is like, all right, I look at the bigger vision. I look at the fact that I have, a partnership with Twiggy's Inc. And I know him personally, and I feel like he's a part of our project indirectly. And so I do see the bigger vision, and that's what makes me keep going, is I look at the 10,000 foot view versus like the everyday, stuff. Because if you look at the chart all day, that's depressing, right? You're like, oh man, your work will never equate to what the chart looks like, even in the bull run, because everything comes quick, right?
I'm laughing at that only because it is a conversation that is so difficult to have with some community members that are all like, look at the chart, it's terrible, it's all the way down the bottom. Yeah, but we have been building. I think for me, and listening to what you have said so far, because you're a business person, you probably have brick and mortar business, other things that are out there, and I know Ghost knows this as well, is relaying what it really takes to build a business in crypto is different than what it takes to build in brick and mortar. Brick and mortar, you go buy the building, you go inside, it takes 7 weeks to build. You got to get permits, you got to get things. Your ROI isn't like, like I had an investor for Shogun who came to me and he's like, I gave you $1,000 yesterday. Where's that money? Where's my ROI from that? I'm like, wait a minute. It takes 7 months to build a system, and you want your ROI tomorrow. So how do you relay that to people is probably the biggest thing. And I think if for you to focus on that is probably a primary effect to how do you get that 1 to 30 year mentality, even ROI or money coming back or what have you. How do you relay that in the short term to the ADHD? We all have it, by the way. We have some form of it, just like we have. We're all sociopaths to a certain level in a way.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think you got to come to terms with the reality that it's kind of like sports, it's like next man up. You know what I mean? It's like, you got your first string, second string, you got your bench warmers, you got your D1 leagues, you got your minor leagues. You got to have the mentality like people come and go, and not that people are dispensable. It's like, hey, I appreciate you. I love what you bring to the table. Hey, one day I'm going to be replaced, right? I always have that mentality like, hey, like everything is not forever, but while you're here, let's go. Let's find someone else that's just like you. And so I think like you can't hold, just like how you can't even hodl, team members too long, right? Because you just never know. You never know when, because life happens. Life freaking happens. You don't know, someone all of a sudden gets up and is out for a month. You're like, oh shit, where did this guy go?
Right. There's always another Twiggy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, there's only one Twiggy. There's only one Twiggy, but hey, there's always another squirrel, right? Next squirrel up.
Yeah, that's true. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ghost, I know that you hold this because you have times where bandwidth is so easy and you're so abundant, and then you have other times that because what you do it exhausts you. How do you relax and refresh for yourself for all this?
Also, for starters, it's all about mind state for me. I always look at a few things like sitting in here and thinking about like there's expressions, there's sayings, and they become one because they're relative or they're relatable. And it's always goes to knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. So unfathomable for those expressions to coexist. And when I got to thinking super hard about it, it came down to there's only so much control that you have. There's other aspects of the game that you have zero control over. And so for me, I have to always acknowledge what's on my plate. Is it something I can control, or is it something that's out of my control? If it's out of my control, ignorance is bliss. I'd rather just, keep it to the side and
I don't want to
not
see it.
Yeah, I just don't need to focus any of my brain power on it if that's literally out of my control. And then on the flip side, knowledge is power, because If it is controllable, then I could actually start to control some things. Now, where the bandwidth comes into play, it's finding the strengths within my personnel, like in the real life business I run. It's finding my strengths of who can do what part of the business. That way I can focus on perhaps what's most important at that very moment. So I'm always in a position where I'm trying to identify top of my priority list, and then below that, what I need to delegate in order to accomplish the top of my priority list, right? So that's the first thing I do. I'm always trying to acknowledge what's in my control, what's out of my control. It's very easy for me with practice to now, when it's out of my control, just kind of let it be. Ignorance is bliss approach. And then the things, again, that are in my control, I'm like hyper focused on it and figuring out what I can do to accomplish it. And sometimes it takes the law of giving and receiving, which is getting help, right? Egon's a prime example, who I'm like, yo, can you help me pay out the poker? You know, I'm doing 2 poker games a week on top of everything I'm doing. And it's like, I'm finding myself trying to chase down people that won that I want to pay, but their user handle on the game is different than their X handle. And then I'm like, who is this? Who took out who for the bounties? And I'm like, what am I doing? Right. So my bandwidth gets reduced. So I'm like, yo, I need help. And so one thing that's been really helpful for me, it's not necessarily having to ask for help, but it's when certain individuals do offer assistance, take them up on it. I've always like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Recently, I've been like, all right, you know what? Yeah. Egon, can you help me pay out the poker? Of course. Tell me what to do. Next thing you know, building a Google sheet to share. Hey, I want to make sure it's right the first time around. I'm like, that's perfect. And now I don't have to worry about that one aspect of the game, which now allows me to focus on what I feel is top priority. Top priority is marketing. Top priority is doing it the organic route. If I want to be organically sound and I want to grow this particular ecosystem and community organically and not pay, then I have to put in the hours and the effort to put myself in a position to talk about what we're doing. And so if I'm worried about who I have to pay, I'm not sending out a post. If I'm worried about, hey, I want to make sure this is perfect when I do my show, so let me upload the right logo and let me do the band. If I'm worried about all of that, again, I'm not jumping on this and talking. I'm not doing my space until the wee hours of the night and talking. So to me, it's all about identifying what part I can control, what part is out of my control, making a priority list, and then even if it's just upstairs, and then focusing on that top priority and allowing yourself to delegate and accept assistance from the things that perhaps are a little bit lower on the totem pole of priority in order for me to accomplish the end game, and that's right now top priority, organic growth. That's just the way I kind of decipher through my brain. And like I said, Saturdays, I definitely need to get my recoup day because it really does recharge my battery. And I will say this, and I'll be quick. I promise. Last thing I'll say, it's really about keeping the right company. So a lot of people don't really understand the strengths of who your company is. It's like there's some individuals you encounter that drain your battery. And then there's other individuals that you encounter. It's like putting an extended battery pack on your back. They charge you up. And so I got to say, I think it's easier for me than most because I've always been the same type of person. And that's attracted people that are also the same exact type of person. And I think that like Lotto Fan Bam is a prime example. I've never convinced people to be a part of the community. I've never convinced them to buy. I never convinced them to keep holding. I just literally talk about life. And I have an army of people that charge me, bro. They like bring me up. They become vulnerable and open up. And man, I've had so many people be like, I've never seen so many grown men get on a space call and break down before. And I'm like, yeah, bro, you got to be vulnerable and show other people who you are.
You're real.
And you're real, you're authentic. And guess what? Most people learn from your experience. And so I'm all about learning than living. You don't always got to live and learn. And I think that this community charges me up so much that I don't really have bandwidth issues because of the assortment of things that I can kind of identify, I believe,
Yeah.
to be why.
And I think that it comes down to the relax. So in the banner here, it says relax, find windows, refresh. In the relaxation is sort of letting everything Trump, but the refresh one is it's like refreshing your page on a like a window, right? So it's like it just like rejuvenates, it resets everything. You're like, yes, let's go, and you can make it happen. Those are two different mentalities of relaxation and refreshing, because you got to find another retouch with it. You got to restart the batteries. You got to redo the engine in that mentality. So I see what you're saying. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you're right. You tend to draw in people that have that like-minded atmosphere, and I hear it when I'm in those shows with you, or I see it in the games. And even the conversation we had after the poker game that I attended was amazing, and what I heard during the poker game was amazing, what you were doing for people. So please don't ever change this level of stuff that you're doing, and when you ever need me to help refresh, I'm there for you, baby.
Hey, I called upon you one time and you were like, I'm here. Dropped everything you did, man. And those are signs for me that make me forever grateful, because a lot of people do empty offers. It's just a casual thing to say. Let me know if you need anything, But when you get that, no, I'm serious, let me know. That's where you really do got to take people up on it sometimes, because I'm a giver, not a receiver, and it's really hard for me to receive. And I think that everyone needs to learn how to receive a little bit more, especially the ones that are those givers in life, man. I give up a lot of my time, but to be honest, it's very fulfilling. It's very rewarding. I want to help as many people as possible. If you could be motivated or inspired or encouraged or uplifted, and that's what you take from me, I'll keep going until that's not the case. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I found for me, it's I have to every once in a while say no, right? Like I'm always, if I offer to people that I know I care for, that I really want to see really big success, like for you and others that I've been with. But I've had other people who come to me like, hey man, I'm starting out, can you help me? And we don't have any, if I don't have a relationship with you, 90% of the time will be no, I can't help you at this point, because my community and my life is more engaged in being that instead. So I got to find my right window. I think did I get all the panelists up in the process? I am going to bring Shillers out for a little bit of the alpha here in a moment. But before I do, I wanted to talk to Mr. Quinton about how do you relax and refresh, Mr. Quinton, in your bandwidth? And because I know you have a lot going on as well, my son, and now with the dojo closed for a little while, how does that work out for you now with your bandwidth?
Honestly, the bandwidth part of it, it's been something that I have to recently been studying. I say the word study very specifically just because as I would teach my students, because a lot of my students, definitely the younger ones, would just they're everywhere. They're all they're doing left, right. My teens would be very similar, and definitely when you start going into the more complex stuff, it's hard to mentally keep up. You can understand potentially what's going on, but to actually keep up and keep strategic with what you're doing in a leadership position can be very, very tough. So for me at this level, the school was sort of my passion, and still is. But with it sort of not going into my everyday like it was, it is quite a big change. Because that was sort of, you go from one space to being like very cerebral and complex, and then you go into another space where it's more natural. And I spent a lot of time studying that. It's much more familiar to me, and development there is much more fluid. So it's been a shift. For me right now, my current process, I'm never perfect. My mental space is never perfect, but it's positivity and moving forward. I've been in the process right now of trying to control how much I am using at one point. You push too hard all the time, you're going to get overheated, sort of that type of thing. For me, I would just, anytime I had that was downtime, I would think about what I would do in the future. And that's really cool because I get really good at planning and I can get really strategic with some of those things, but it gets too much. And so when I have those components, I've been trying just to calm down, and if I have to think about something, it is something so stupidly simple that I'm allowed for the rest of my day to be properly organized. And so my thing with this is to organize the time that you spend doing. When you do have a lot of things going on, Lotto had a fantastic point of what do you control, what do you not control, what's on your radar that's right now that you have to do things for. You know, if it's something way out in the future and the things that you need to do for that are just small, make sure you understand what those are and then tackle those things. You know, you shouldn't be panicking about, oh, I got to do this in 3 weeks and then this other thing. And that shouldn't be on your radar for today. You know, in 3 weeks from now, that's on your radar. But you need to be able to control the bandwidth that you're putting out right now. And definitely when there's a lot of different streams, because that, like, you know, sometimes I'm sort of picking up from you that I have to be a little careful about is that there's 7 different streams going on at once. How can you manage the chopping of each? So sort of like a 3D printer. You know, you take one layer and then you go up another layer and then one layer, but you're building everything at once if that's how it has to be. You know, best circumstance. Yeah. Exactly. You got to be fluid with that, though. You know, sometimes you build like a 3D printer, but sometimes you got to build it like a house. You put framework in, you build the walls, and you put in the electricity, all this kind of stuff. You know, you're better at building houses than I am.
But what you've also realized too is that there's more than one 3D printer happening at the same time. So that's the unfortunate part. But really, back down to the point of you relaxing in this. That's the biggest thing. And I appreciate what you're saying of your level from the school. And the reason I brought that up is because I see a little difference in you since the school has been, we're in transition, moving to another one. That timing, you seem to be more at your computer, at your stage, and not out and about doing those other things we were talking about. But I'm going to help with that here in a second. But thank you very much for coming out and sharing your time. I want to tell you all, the people that are watching, 1,378 people, you're watching the Shogun Gun Show here on March 15th, 2025, with some great coins, some great collaborations. The show is about to come to an end here in a few moments. In the next segment, we're going to be talking about the alpha of our network. But before we do, I want to give you something that most of you know, that I have done a lot of shit, right? And I know a lot of shit because I have done a lot of shit. Not always right. Not always wrong, somewhere in between that level of love, right? Like I've gotten a pretty good handle on how do you handle all this stuff. Now I've had trials and tribulations. I've had injury. I've had survived cancer. I've been in the military. I've done all these things that have like been battles, right? Like I'm always battling, doing something. But one thing that I have been doing, not just something short, but for a long time, is one, let's talk about the relax section. And I want to give you this because and I also teach, Qigong in the mentality of Tai Chi and all that mentality. And what I want to give you something is, how do you relax? Well, first off, you got to take away all this other shit that you have. Like I just got a ding as I was doing it. You got to take all this other shit away. You know, anything electronic, get it away. Go lay in a room, go sit in a chair, open up a breezy window, sit on the beach, do something where you're not thinking about anything else but you in the moment. And that's what we call mindfulness. Be mindful. And the best way to relax is to make your mindful mind aware that you are in relaxation state. That means relaxing your shoulders, a big deep breath, and finding that essence of that release of that effort to completely relax you. In the find windows portion of this is very simple. We call it the Einstein window. When do you operate the best? When do you think? Well, for me, is probably my most amount of work that I get done in a day is 20 minutes after I've had my cup of coffee and I've sat in my chair for a few minutes and I survey the land in front of me, and then boom, I get for about an hour, hour and a half, that window of time, right? Because it has to have a beginning and has to have an end. This doesn't mean when you start and oh, it's the end of the day when I'm done all my work, but you pick a window, and that window is an hour, maybe 2. And if you can do this right, you can find multiple windows while relaxing and refreshing. We'll talk about that here in a second. But if you find your Einstein window, this is where your brain and your body and your mind and your spirit are all vibrating at the same time. Once you start noticing that the trail, get your ass up and go refresh or go relax, right? Remember, refreshing is different than relaxation. So find your window, relax, find your window, perfect opportunity, whether it's 7 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock at night, or after the kids have gone to bed, it doesn't matter. Find your window of opportunity to do your best work, because you will do more work in 3 open windows than 8 hours worth of work. I'll tell you that right now. That's what I do. Okay. Now, the refreshment. How do you get back to refreshing? Refreshing doesn't mean going up and sitting on the couch, right? Refreshing is to find your why. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Where am I at? You know, finding relationships with people like Ghost and others that sort of tend to, those positive people that you're around, have a conversation. Hey, how you doing today? I'm doing great. All these great things are happening. Oh, good. And then refresh that mentality just like you would. Okay. But get yourself up. Remove yourself from the environment to refresh. You can refresh in moments like this by talking to people, but also find yourself walking, go out and touch grass, and that may not just relax you, that because there's a lot of shit going on. We say put hands to the sky, either if you got faith-based or religious-based, whatever it is, find your other thing that refreshes your genre of who you are and move on to that point. Those are the three things and the best advices that I can give every single one of you that gets me through every single day. Like I go for a walk, or I talk to my son, or I talk to my other son or my wife. I'll talk to other people that are friends in my life, and I build and I structure, and I do that every day. But sometimes I falter and I forget to relax, or I forget to refresh, and I hit a ceiling. Just remember that you're human and it's okay to fuck up. Just get back in and refresh yourself and start over. Okay. I hope that helps all of you. Over 1,400 people watching that little segment. I appreciate every single one of you. If you find yourself resonating with any part of that, you made my whole life worth it right there at that point. And I can't thank you enough for everybody. We're going to make this very quick today. I'm going to try to get to everybody, but we're going to start with the person I always seem to forget at the last. So I'm going to bring him out first. We got Ghost. He's going to come out and tell us a little bit of the alpha today. And again, just let everybody know where, the lotto's happening today, everything you need to do. There you go.
I'm ready. So we got first event, priority, top of the list. What's happening first? The first thing that we got coming up is going to be tonight, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard. The Just a Lotto page. That's at Just a Lotto on X. We will be live streaming one of our main events. We do it every Saturday. Tap in. It's going to be extremely fun. It is a live mechanical machine that runs the lotto for us. There's 1 through 69 balls in that particular machine. It is going to rapid whip them around and spew out balls, and there will be multiple pulls. There's usually about 8 to 10 winners every single week. From our first line of the Lotto Ballers, we call them the OGs. From our second line that hatched from the Lotto Hatchers, an NFT that popped out 24 Lotto Ballers. They're the 0 edition. So instead of a 1 through 69, they got a 0. And then we do have our third launch coming up, which is the main part of our alpha. The third launch has a designated window of March 20th is what we're shooting for. However, we like to under-promise and over-deliver. So I'm not going to hold that date because the creator is so beyond creative, throwing in cancer awareness, human trafficking, the sobriety, the details within her actual mechanisms. It's just so beyond creative. We got a parallel universe that opened up from the first line due to an isotope that came from the meteor shower. And there is DNA and isotope that is blending with our original ballers and the baby ballers. So we want her to be at an all-time creative standpoint. So if she needs more time, she is granted that beyond belief. However, every date she's been spot on. So March 20th is the goal. It could be changed. Either way, you will get a 24-hour window. Tap into my main page, I am Ghost_AF. You can also tap into the Just a Lotto. Keep the noties on because we will have a 24-hour window. You'll be able to purchase this third line of NFTs on OpenSea. On OpenSea, it is going to be Poly, just like the first 2 launches. Polymatic is what you can do. If you have a Phantom wallet, you can swap Solana for Poly. And then when you go to OpenSea, you just connect your wallet and you can bid on those NFTs. It is a fair launch as always. That 24-hour window, once it expires, you'll be able to buy instantaneously. Our first line sold out in 17 minutes. It was 69 of them, just like this line will be. However, we also had a launch in between the two, which had rubies, 200 of them sold out in 17 minutes as well. Not predicting how fast they'll sell out, but it is very, very quick. It is first come, first serve. Yeah, 17 minutes. But that's like 17 minutes was quick though, bro. And
Yeah.
I just want to make sure everyone knows, I'm not here to hype it up to where you try and get in there, but just if you want a baby baller, there's only 69. Every drop we do is extremely exclusive, one of one on one of one of one of one of one of one. So
Gotcha.
they automatically enter you into the lotto system, which is what we're pulling tonight. But they also give you 50% off our poker tournaments. They also give you free game once a month, the last Friday of every month. for our poker games. This particular drop is beyond exclusive. You're going to be getting airdropped a cat named Toast, which is from her ecosystem. You're also automatically entered in to the Reflection wallet for 6 months. Every transaction, 1% of those transactions are going to be evenly distributed to those 69 lotto ballers. There's been some hints that there'll be some further NFT drops, further coins in her NFT. Further coins in her ecosystem that will be dropping on the Solana chain, her first ever drop on the Solana chain. Rumor has it that you'll be getting airdrop there as well. There's just a lot going on with this from a utility standpoint as we evolve our utilities on our inspired NFT launch. So from alpha, join at 5 o'clock for the live spin. Even if you don't own any lotto ballers at all, we do give out lotto balls throughout the show that you'll get a chance, obviously, to hit the lotto. And I'll end it with, you ain't got to be a holder, but you still can find yourself screaming. Turn that volume down real quick, y'all. Because we just hit the motherfucking lotto.
He was ready. He was ready. There he goes. Let's
I
see.
literally
No. Oh, no.
I literally
Push the button.
almost
There it is.
passed
He
out.
pushed the button. That's nothing.
Thank you for pushing the button on time. I literally almost passed out on that lotto, bro. I ain't even gonna flex. I'm long-winded today, but I love everybody for
Something.
showing up, man. I really do, and thanks for giving us an opportunity to talk that alpha shit. I love you,
Yeah.
bro. I love you, Quentin. I love all of y'all showing up and showing out. I'm here for the kick it afterwards, and I'm also here to say bye when y'all are ready, man.
Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Twiggy, what do you got up? You got anything coming up in the next couple of weeks?
We do, man. Thanks for having us here, by the way. Always appreciate the love and the support. And I appreciate also the words you shared earlier, man. You know, relax. And I think it's so much like touch grass, right? For some of us, it's touch the water. But whatever it is, it's like it's all nature related. I feel like you got to be one with
the earth. Squirrel.
Yeah. And the squirrel or your dog. I got 2 dogs at home, so they're my wives. So I come back and hang out with them, and it reminds me why I work my ass so hard. So more belly rubs and more treats. But no, man, you know what's coming up. You know, a couple things. We have our next Squirrel's Nest spaces tomorrow with OG Peanut. So excited about that. We're going to be talking a lot about some of the collaborative things that we're working on here for the future to help expand the squirrel meta, and also the other animals that we're other animal projects we work with. Like I mentioned earlier, we're building an animal alliance collective group as well. Just building we're trying to get, there's been a lot of like noise in these last, I feel like 30 days with, rugs, scams, celebrity coins being launched, and people are just getting, there's a sense of mistrust amongst, I think, like what the quote unquote KOLs and influencers. And we're really trying to build what I would call a community of communities, just like what you're doing here. Right. And I feel like this is the strength of what we're doing as projects, is partnering up with like-minded people. So we're really building in the strength of our network with other, again, animal projects. And then with Twiggy's Inc., they're going to be, like I mentioned before, they're on tour. And every week we have Chuck Jr. on board, sharing some details of what they're growing. And one of the big things that they're focused on, and I can't get into too many details about this, but they just launched their Twiggy's Club. It's a kids cartoon. They have like 6 different characters. They're really expanding the brand to really reach their audiences a different way. And the cartoon series, it's actually been in pilot mode. We're going to be doing a few things with them directly to help expand that brand from the fan token side. So very excited about that. More things to come, but it's just that we haven't had a chance to really promote it. But now he's given us the opportunity to really push it out there. So more information about their Twiggy Club cartoon series and educational cartoon series focused on kids when it comes to water safety and squirrel rehab. So lots more cooking, but yeah, that's the alpha for today.
Thanks, Twiggy. I appreciate you, Rekt, for being here and we'll come up with a goodbye here in a second. Aaron from PRAWN, you got anything coming up in the next week? It's okay if you don't, but if you do.
Yeah, we actually just started our FUD Friday spaces. We're going to be doing that every Friday. You don't got to just come in and FUD PRAWN, but we've been giving away a soul. Nobody came and took the soul from us last Friday, so we're going to roll it into 2. And
so what's the rule for the FUD? What do you got to do? You come in and just FUD like, you guys smell like prawns. Like, what is
something like that. Prawn is dead, dev selling, all the bullshit that people like to say.
Prawn salad sucks, yeah.
you got to be a real fudder. You know, we've been trying to get our community fudders. They're some of our best community members, actually, to come in because they spend their time in the community. You know what I mean? So clearly they're bullish on the coin.
Fun Friday. That's right.
And we just want to normalize that. You know, have fun with it. You know, you can turn anything into you know, bullish piece of content. That's what we're trying to do. So we'll be doing that every Friday.
I should send you. We did a show on FUD because it's, you know, the whole acronym for it, where we flipped it around to be positive. I got to send you that video because it's fun. You can actually do FUD Friday as a whole different meeting of, you know, feeding them and getting them to understand and divulging. It's pretty powerful. So yeah, see, I got to send it to you because it's a lot of fun. I'd like to come over and be a part of that point. Like, I'm going to give you some fun. Here you go, and then feed you a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. We'd love to have you.
Thank you so much. Well, I do appreciate everybody's time today. I do got to be careful because we're running up against a backstop here of time. I want to say, and we'll do a goodbye to everybody that's here, everybody that's watching. I don't have time for everybody to do alpha today because I got to jump in really. But before I do, I want to I was in the bandwidth. I wanted to show this little graphic that we were going to do. And we were talking about, you know, how much time and everything else. Most builders come in and they think about their coin and what they're building out and what they're doing. And of course, the way that my team is, the other person that I have in my team that really does think at the level that I do to a degree is Shane. And Shane's brain is like this, right? Like he's always thinking of all these other things. And I'm going to show you this next graphic because it's the only representation I could find that I feel like my brain is sitting at for some reason and how much is in there wanting to build and everything. It's this, right? So it's like, how do I get my brain from that to something more collective, you know, and get it off of there? But with that, I wanted to be able to build out a network that was so powerful, but not just a whole bunch of things that were useless to each other, but coincided and collabed with each other, even in that process. So we created this system called the Launchpad, and the Launchpad, and I got too many windows open now, and I'm going to show this to you. We've been talking about this for some time. The Launchpad is a fair sale system for Pump Fund. And what I mean by that, it's not something that launches to something like Pump Fund, but it actually physically launches to Pump Fund. That means that if you come and make a project on this, that you can actually, when you get, it's a fair sale system, though, everybody that buys in, actually their money's protected. It's unruggable. What do I mean by that? Now, when I say unruggable, it is to a certain level, to where within the first 30 minutes, the dev can't pull anything out, and neither can anybody else. It takes 24 hours to pull all the funds out, and it really keeps it very strong for people that want to guide into the token that you're launching at that point. At the same time, it has such a position that it's already launched off, like the main final MVP level has already finished. We have one more little piece of an admin system we have to put in. But other than that, it's ready for production or launch. And it has launched a couple of coins in the process to great successes of doing that process. But one thing that we notice here that we're launching here next week is something called our takeover. And what this is, it's called the personal takeover. So PTO, it's a coin phrase that we came up with. This is a personal takeover where our network will be the first network out there that pre-makes a coin for you, puts it into a fair sale, gives you a TG, a website, and a concept. That's right. Because I'm a conceptual designer and builder, I love coming up with new ideas. And so our first ones that will be coming out, we're going to launch these out. There'll be 3 of them over the next couple of days, and they will be already fired up and ready to go. All you have to do is insert the main mechanics of what you want, your Twitter, your organization. We'll have TG for you. We'll have a website. We'll have the concept sort of fleshed out to a degree that you can take it as far as you want from that point. And so keep in mind that this is coming out soon. If you're interested in finding out more about the PTO, please reach out to us over at shoguncrypto.com. There's a whole contact form there, or you can reach out to me personally at Mr. Trader Max over on X, or actually at Mr. Trader Max also in TG as well. That's basically my time here for our Launchpad system. We do have a lot more stuff coming. I can't wait to be able to talk about some of that stuff. We are working on an NFT launch system and marketplace right now. that's going to actually revolutionize this industry when it comes to NFTs. I can't talk about a lot of it, but I can talk about that we've already started the foundation of it. We have the investors, we have the portfolio, we have it building out. It's got a 7-week ticker to it, which I'm very excited for. Especially Ghost is excited for it as well, because he's a part of our network as well with that, as well as Jesse and Tired Dad Society, everybody who's involved with that. Super, super collaborative. If you want to know if this show works, we're direct results of that, because what we have collabed, we've put together a multi-million-dollar opportunity that'll be launching in full production. No MVP, Ghost. No MVP. It's launching full production 7 weeks from now. And I can't wait. In about 3 weeks, we'll be able to say the module that we're building. So I'm very excited about that. All right. I just want to bring out, and again, let's hear from LUCE, George. If you have anything you want to say to your community as a goodbye, and thanks a lot for sticking around for the entire show.
Thanks for that, Max. Yeah, just a quick one. We've actually only just started what we call Raincoat Radio. So that's our X Spaces. So believe it or not, after 4.5 months, we've never had an X Space until a week ago. So cool. Yeah, that's just kicked off, and that's running weekly. So we're doing our second show for that tomorrow. So that'll be at 7:30 p.m. UTC. Yeah, so that's probably it from us. But yeah, I'd just like to say, a really big thank you once again. I'm keen to come back and spend more time with you guys. It's really good vibe in here. Love it. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, and yeah, have a fantastic week, everyone.
I love the whole Raincoat Radio mentality. I'm a big radio guy, so I appreciate that. You're touching hearts here, man. I appreciate it, man. I got faith in. All right. I want to say thanks to SynapseLink AI for also sharing their stream with us and the greatness. We hit 1,496. We almost hit 1,500. We're still probably going to say 1,500 for everybody says goodbye. Contributing 191 people to our network. Thank you, sir, for everything that you've done being here today. And I look forward to being able to talk to you more.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having us, and thank you to the community for tuning in.
Yeah, no worries. Aaron from Prawn, dude, I love this character. I love this mentality. I want to find out more ways to connect with it. I love the Fun Fridays thing. I can't wait to see more. You have anything you want to say to your community as a goodbye?
Yeah, thanks everybody who came and tuned in, and appreciate you guys a lot. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
I'm glad, man, and it always does well. And I'm glad that you came through us through a lot of the stuff, Memes AI, and the people that are around. Normally, we don't have panelists that are in the panelist side first time in, but you have criteria, you have collab and everything else, which is awesome. I can't thank you enough for being here, and you have a great day. Rekt, Twiggy, first time in here doing the show, but you did great, man. I love your energy with the squirrel and the meta of this squirrel. And I hope that we see more from the collaborative from that.
100%, man. I just honestly, I just enjoyed hearing about all the other projects here, like Lotto. For first time meeting you, Ghost, I should say, and I love hearing. I love the energy there, bro. Excited to be a part of some of the things that you're doing. I'll be watching, bro. And yeah, just all the other projects. Shout outs to them. We all take time out of everybody's schedule. It's a fucking Saturday. We're out here grinding on a fucking weekend. But man, I can't. I'm gonna be touching grass after this call. Just want to say thanks everyone for being here. Shout out to the Twiggy community, Squirrel Nation out here while working hard, and we're just in the trenches, man, and excited to build with everybody here, build bridges. I always say collaboration over competition, man. Those are my final words. But thanks, bro.
You could actually have a company that does exactly what I do or what we do, and I would have them sitting right up here next to me, because in our world there is none. No competition whatsoever for me, because the more people that are in this space, the more valid it becomes, right? Like if I were to sit right next to a company that has a volume bot, that's okay. If they had a SaaS network, I wouldn't care, because the more they're here, the more I'm valid. And because you get the one-offs, like some of the things that we've had to do. Yeah, I appreciate what you said, that there is, it's collaboration over competition. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, dude, 100%. It's the same. It's like, the dogs are the cats, the squirrels, even the Shoguns. It's like, hey, we have more ninjas in the space. Mm-hmm. It just strengthens our meta. It strengthens our footprint, right? I mean, absolutely. Like, hey, when there's a McDonald's, you don't open up a Burger King 10 miles down the road. You open right up next to them, right?
Right next to it. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of traffic. And, that's why, sometimes you just got to put like-minded people together right next to each other. I don't mind that he's a sexy dude, because I'm a sexy dude, I guess. And, so it happens. That Mike. Look at me being weird. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Quinton. Oh no, sorry, Mr. Ghost. You're next up, man. What do you got?
You know what? I just want to give everybody a shout out, man. Just a beautiful time as always. I just want to say I love the Lotto fan bam, and I love every single individual that has taken time out of their day to learn more about these projects. Quinn, can you do me a solid? I know it's late and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but can you play this last video for me? It's super quick. It's pinged to my post. I just want to give someone a special shout out. It's Safe Moon YOLO. It's a pinned tweet of mine. It's a video that she put together. It's super quick. It's just simply gonna give her art a quick little display because I want people to go and follow her. She's the most creative being I've ever came across, and I really want her to get some love up here since she she has what she calls and she's coined headmates. And so she doesn't shill her own projects. She doesn't talk about anything publicly for the most part. I would love to give her some clout, man, because I believe she is going to be one of the biggest NFT creators of all time. And I think that if we can use this time as a beautiful platform with 1,500 plus people watching, if she can get some traction on her page, it would be amazing.
100% Max. I put it inside of the private chat. It's that.
I got it.
Nice. Good.
Here we go.
I love you.
Can you hear it?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay, so
thank you.
Yeah. Who did that? Who did that?
At Safe Moon YOLO not only produced that, but she also is the one who's designed every NFT we've ever launched. She's 100% the most talented individual. Like I said, I mean, we're talking cancer awareness. I hope it changes lives when people see our NFTs and her lines. Every line she's ever dropped has it. She has reflections that come to the NFTs. She has the attention to detail. Every number on the Lotto Baller on the OG line was inspired by the favorite numbers that the community members possess. And so all of them have a little bit of a characteristic or two from individuals in the community that have put in work that she notices. And I just think that she does not come up and grab mics. She's got so much going on upstairs with her headmates, having full-blown convos and inspiring and helping her create that she 100% won't shill. So I always try my hardest to do her justice because, man, I didn't know anything about her ecosystem when it first came across it. But before I had a token, bro, she was in every single one of my spaces. I don't know, maybe I can calm her headmates down at times or something because she tunes in every time. And I just want her to get some recognition because she won't do it for herself, man. But at Safe Moon YOLO, make sure you follow her. If you have NFT lines you want to drop, man, good luck getting in. But, holler at her because, once she gets caught up with some of the things she's working on, I'm sure if you're looking for phenomenal art and really have some lore behind it and some depth to them, she's second to none.
Yeah. Well, I hope that when the time comes that she looks at our marketplace network, because it is a generator and a minter and something else. I hope that she's like really involved with us because having that kind of quality of work. And I know we've met a lot of great artists on the mint condition. And I think she could be one of the best ones I've seen so far in this industry. So I appreciate you letting us know.
Yeah, her father, Big YOLO, Safe Moon Big YOLO, is actually on vacation or out of town, I should say. When he comes back, I'm going to try and partner up with you guys. Maybe we can have a convo behind the scenes because he's the one that'll convey the messages properly. And also, her creation and his execution as a combo is really awesome. A lot of their contracts are smart contracts. None of them are pump funds and whatnot. So I know with your building abilities that implementing the way they'd like to build, there might be something there. That's all, it's just, it would be epic.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're absolutely right.
And I know I took up a lot of everyone's time and I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to keep quiet now and just hang tight with you guys.
You never have to apologize, man. I know if you got something to bring to the table, man, it's out of pure love, brother. I mean, he's not paying attention. He can't make it happen. Actually, he did just.
The timing is unreal.
We gotta clip that. You gotta clip that. That was sick.
It's
He
unreal.
went, and it was like, and nobody knows if that's true. Like either or. Do the thumb one again. Let me see. Does it do the thumb one? Yeah. Not until he pushes the button.
Push it.
No, he's not going to. All right. So, Mr. Quinton, you got any advice for everybody? I know you want to say something to your team out there.
Always so much love. I mean, it's a tough space right now, but honestly, it's not, because between me and my team, we're so like that all the time, being able to work, being able to push forward. You know, there's sometimes definitely with the bandwidth, you have the bandwidth of your team, the people that work around you. You have to be able to sort of give some support when it's needed, and being able to keep that consideration in while you're moving forward in these tough times. It's important, because it's what makes those tough times not tough, because you're together, you're moving forward, you have that network, you have that development. Because honestly, being able to communicate with those that are in my team, we've done so well, even considering everything. And being able to be in this morning, going in, like just a representation of the process, going in, talking about something that we need to sort of fix and innovate on, moving into the actual application and seeing results come in instantaneously is fantastic, because you're all working in. This is a rowboat. We're all rowing in together. We've done fantastic. So thank you to everyone inside of that team. I love to highlight you guys just because you guys are the backbone of what we do. But also, you know, a little bit of love needs to go out to the other teams inside of here. As Shogun's getting bigger, more teams need to be made. That delegation's progress is going in.
Yep.
The two biggest other sections of the teams being the content team and the development team. You know, Max, we got to give you some credit there. You know, your team, COTS, you guys are doing fantastic in the development. Definitely when I look at like the processes within the Launchpad and within Anvil, I'm not huge into programming, but you know, I'm getting my fingers in there, and all the time more, you know, seeing your development and programmed levels of just, you know, one day I look at it and then another day it's like, oh my god, it's crazy. You guys are doing fantastic work. And content team, we're building, we're developing, we're getting there. Thank you, everyone.
Oh man, that's brilliant, buddy. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Yeah, the programming team, we get in this, it's selfless. Right, we get hardly any recognition because it's always the after the fact. We're always fixing something, so you never really knows. Right, the outreach team is super huge. The content team making out the vision and getting our vision what we wanted to be something new. So I appreciate that. As an end for the show today, I want to thank everybody. 1,554 people here. I'm pretty sure we're going to hit 1,560. My heart goes out to Just a Lotto and all the crew that are over there. 820 of you bad boys over there. Almost tripled us, but we didn't let that happen. But you did double us, so thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. SynapseLink AI, you know, Mr. Trader Max sitting at 30, doing good on his thing in there. You know, Royal Rekt, thank you so much with your 88. Everybody in there. We had somebody else join over on Trader Max's too. Pawn CTO 76. Everybody, thank you so much for being there. Get out there, touch some grass. We have this statement: the best revenge is living well. Go out there and live well today. I'm Trader Max, and amongst all the teams over at Shogun, make sure you get over there and buy a bag of Shogun too, because listen, all of our bots, all of our systems actually put in 25% back into the coin every day. And so that's something that's always going to grow. So as we grow more people in, that coin grows. Get on the net base floor. Some good pricing over there, sitting at 140, 150, something in there. Get yourself a bag or two in there for the love of it. We'll see you next time. Get out there and have a great time. Have a safe holiday on Monday. Be out there drinking Irish. Everybody becomes Irish on St. Patty's Day, apparently, except for me. But everybody else, take care. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. And as always, live well. Little intro out.